versus PVISION. We're talking about teams that are built on strong systems with big brains behind the operations and what has seemed to be, as 2026 goes on, absolute fireworks in the frag departments. So Rotterdam, here we go! Second semi-final! And on the other side sits a Vitality that basks in the glory of their greatness. They look down upon every challenger, watching tonight to see who comes out in form.
Oh, he got shot in the head and Suicide James jumped down and instantly took a bullet. A quick message from Akaze.
Surely he's not going to be that good, Launders.
The three teams remaining, the three best teams with coach and IGL combos. Two of the most structured systems here going head-to-head for a spot in Grands. The split's coming over towards B. James still waiting outside along.
It tries to turn it around. Flashbang not the best, but there comes that hit from Zwei to try to clear it out. James' patience with only that HP still works.
They actually make this into an A play. Somehow the bomb can get out of there.
Oh, all right, we're playing games, huh? Right off of the rip here on Dust2. Zwei in a chance to just close down now, but look at Alexi scratching his head. How the hell did we get out-rotated?
This is a winnable situation for Alexi. He has 83 health. I'd still rather be the two guys in the post plant, but there's a chance.
He's working with no kit. Belchanok holds position within sight.
Oh,
did he not see him?
That.
Yeah, he did. Calmed. Knows he's got to keep his head down. Belchanok with the repositions, just going to shoot him in the back. And so PVISION with clean positioning and a beautiful fallback. And we saw, I think, glimpses of that yesterday too, Mo. They're so hard to pin down right now.
That's a great example of if they had done less in this round and they had just gone for the B split, it's possible that they lose. It's possible to get cut off and everything like that. So even though they have this really strong B split, the lurk in from James as the insurance policy, every little bit mattered. I mean, he took a headshot at the beginning of the round and still made himself useful.
Nades towards long, but nobody's home.
That was an interesting establishing shot on the map so far because we got great shots out of NAVI as well.
Kaze has been an absolute beast, highest rated player at the event in the server right now. Trying to keep his name up in the lights alongside the likes of xiELO, the likes of Flamesy. Him and Ima, the core of this NAVI run so far in Rotterdam.
That's a good tag. I mean, you got Zwei still out here in the tunnels. No commitments made just yet.
Met by a smoke, though. Things will slow down. You know, we've seen PVISION in the playoffs already, I think, play with tempo and timing to a surprising swiftness.
And a bit more chip damage, so the next move will probably need to be the final one. They can't afford to get scouted again.
Flash in for the doorway, but nobody home.
Oh, they're always playing so far back on this.
That's that passive health from xiELO on 30 HP, still stationed outside it. Ooh, wonderful, didn't get a bullet off. Flashbang makes it awkward, he goes back.
24 damage.
Just a bit of chip on Belchanok, heads down as PVISION look to extend out elbow.
And xiELO doesn't need to speed up. He doesn't need to. If this bomb gets planted, there's no friction whatsoever. He knows that they're going to try to find him or exit, if not retake. And so they're trapped.
Two of them stuck on long, the other three not even moving a muscle off of that B bomb site. Navi's unwillingness to really sign up for these duels, obviously because we're looking at a potential double scout, triple pistol in the follow-up as well.
It's impressive when we see PVISION always find the right site versus a lot of teams. But versus NAVI, I think that would be their final test in some senses. They've already done it versus Vitality. And somehow they do find an exit out the back door. Nicely done for Alexi.
Ooh.
Okay, and there's 2 kills.
Collect it. A little bit of damage for PVISION to deal with, and NAVI in a perfect state. It's not every day you get to take everything you brought into round 2 and apply it into the next one, so NAVI can't be too upset about that.
No, it's mostly about the calling again. It's mostly about the fact that PVISION found the easiest route to success, found the way out of a bad play in the last round, or maybe they could have won the B split as well, but the fact that they had 2 options to win, that's what's got to worry you if you're NAVI.
You said this is the final. Sometimes when I think about going up versus Vitality, that's kind of like in this current form, in this current state of Counter-Strike, swinging at Vitality is going for glory. It's going for gold. Barely anybody can put a dent in them at the moment. I love kind of framing this matchup as the test because we're talking about structure, we're talking about systems, we're talking about great in-game leaders, and on top of that, a coach element that kind of brews beforehand. So
this is kind of its own grand final because for NAVI, they're trying to validate their last run. Obviously, they come off a trophy, but they didn't beat the hardest teams. Now they are. And for PVISION, they go up and down in form constantly. Getting to a grand finals for either of these rosters is an excellent start to the year. And then pressure is off when they play against Vitality. Now it's not like, oh, we're going to be the team to beat Vitality. Everyone's just saying it's okay to lose to them. You can't be upset about it. No one even gets mad at you if that happens.
I'm sure when both these teams look across the server from one another, they see a bit of themselves in these opponents. VRS ranking #2 and #3, so tonight we figure out who gets that chance to swing the world's #1 again. And a grand finals versus Vitality isn't something you're just gifted, it's something you have to earn. And in this matchup, if you know game, if you know ball, you've got a close eye on this head-to-head between the two. And right now, there's no challenge for the walkout middle.
They're trying to coax him into this mid B. They did it last time as well. They had the 3B lane. But once again, the bomb hasn't made any decisions. Noda will get hit and fall back.
A lot of attention on Makaze tonight with just the way that he is tapping into this whole new consistency and massive level.
Exact same smoke that comes up on Cat. Last time, there was only 2 on the A site. Alexi was towards long. Looks like they're just trying to dress up the same play a little different.
You see the climb towards Catwalk. You spot an anchor at the top of middle. That's going to keep Noto locked in top mid for the time being. Bit doesn't want to seem to give this angle away, but he's pressured off of it by the utility.
Oh, they drop off and go towards tunnels.
It's been very hard to pin down PVISION so far.
But somehow it's the right move again. Look at Bit. He's on the other side of the smoke.
Looking to move that scout back over as he just glimpses through the doorway. Well-placed Molotov, but nobody actually punishing that scramble from Ime. Now we've got a double up by the pistols on the cars, and PVISION are playing with a dangerous amount of time. Makaze's got himself 2. 3! Finally put to rest, but Ime's got that element of surprise, and Navi's reposition here is perfect.
For the amount of utility they had and the amount of weapons, they did an excellent job of both burning the clock and taking HP off of PVISION while they were thinking. Makaze was set up for success with that hold.
Set up for success and delivers. Third kill is a thing of beauty. Would have made it all the harder for the 5-7 to maybe get his double. This attention that Makaze has found lately is well deserved because it's again earned.
I think if you're Dust2 and you look at that round, you kind of get outdone a little bit. You're running around the ring, you're taking damage throughout the whole round. You're trying to safely, without losing a player, get some information. But every time they took a peek, a little bit too far out of middle, an HE off of Cat or something like that, the small gaps that they left, Navi found them and got some output. Makaze's KPR increases from 0.69 to 0.78 in arena maps. And it's palpable.
Everybody wants to sign rising stars, but it tends to be that collection of players that then tapers off. Wavers under the bright lights, not Makaze, and especially not as of late. Feels like there's high expectations for this matchup tonight, that these two teams are well fitted for one another.
There's high expectations for this round for PVISION. They spend everything. They get 3 guns out of it. They have some utility to work with. And it's off the pause. Bit is kind of alone right now.
Makaze will be the first to try to help out. Mikaze gets to the doorway in time, just slides right through it. Flashbang interrupted the follow-up exit, and that's all he needed, just enough. It opens the door for Bit. Belchanok tries to take it back by cutting off the other supportive piece, and Bit's not able to get the multi-kill Mikaze did. Car player holds.
Oh, Belchanok!
Going big. Triple kill to his name. Wonderful's made noise outside of the window. They know about him already, but he creeps in, gets his. He's got you stuck behind the tall box. Belchanok, can you end it?
Oh.
Absolutely not! Because across the board this evening, there is capable hands on Navi's squad, and Wonderful shows us his first 2 kills in that retake. Highlight already.
We talk about, our Maui brought up on PVISION that the clutches were changing hands. Everyone was taking turns being the hero. Well, here on Navi, they have the same deal, right? And Dupree brought up the missing consistent superstars. Navi have that right now with this event. For PVISION, it's a little weird because we actually see Belchanok take on some of the biggest moments for PVISION on this run so far. Everyone in this server can be a little streaky, and they can also go huge and deliver moments like that. But the stakes were kind of high there for PVISION. They invested fully, and now they have to save.
What you just mentioned about players being able to be streaky for highs or lows, I think that's what makes this game so exciting. Oftentimes you have to watch a superstar and you know they could win anything, but when you look at this game before it starts, you don't necessarily know who it's going to be. Obviously, Mikaze, Emet putting themselves up there so far in this event. Are you telling me Wonderful's not going to have a potential moment?
No, ever since Budapest, we've seen so many great moments from Wonderful that show you really how high that ceiling can be. But again, everyone's streaky. It's a nice stabilizing situation for Navi. And this is one of the first times they don't go for the B lane.
Thus far in this game, Navi respectful of PVISION's positioning. Nobody really throwing themselves at the enemy just yet. They'll smoke them off at 40 seconds, keeping these pistols outside of A.
I mean, we look at that cat smoke every single round. It doesn't matter what's happening. They're making sure that is perma-smoked. And that's been a problem for PVISION. We've seen a couple situations where they would have taken a cat if that door was open. But now we're getting into a part of the round where they almost just need to die. If they can't run across this, unless Wonderful misses, and he's not.
Lets them have a bit of room and just tethers off of Emat, who's here for the cleanup. Wonderful's pistol to close out. So not only are we talking a Navi that start winning rounds off of saved force buys, but now also keeping 5 players up too. They're in the lead, and with it, securing some economy to give them a chance to breathe if things start to go south.
Yeah, interview with Belchanok said, you know, we're comfortable versus every team except for Vitality like everybody else, but we also struggle versus Navi. He just said that this will be different today. And to be honest, as good as we've seen PVISION in all their tournament runs, they're playing their best CS right now.
Here we go. Wonderful looking to take space, knows that op's out on the field with Jame having fired his from suicide. Oh. Nice nade. Oh. That's half of Nota down. xiELO and Jame in the 60s.
That is a quality damage, and it's Dust2. That util damage is definitely going to come into effect. A lot of pack plays. Less 1-3-1s.
But once more, they want to contend with this catwalk. You said it last round, it's remained perma-smoked.
And they've got Imma shoved in Goose right now. He wants this to happen.
The moment they're ahead of it. So yeah, this is an invitation from Navi instead. PVISION happy to take that invite into the A side. Emet will bring one down with him. Unfortunately here for Navi, it's Alexi empty-handed. And Wonderful flashed off the angles, is going to have to forfeit some control.
I'm not even sure if they can just simply go for this retake. I mean, they might want to think about it, but such a strong spot already for PVISION. So it's the palm tree flash from Imma. That's great. It sets up a peek from the ramp as well, but you see now a glimpse of the firepower that PVISION have to offer. They don't have to win rounds off of great calling alone. They really have some shooters on this team, and those were 2 insanely sharp entries. So they kind of just patiently waited for their opportunity to get Cat, which is what it's been on their mind this entire half.
Felt like a handshake between the teams to just kind of duel it out. Unfortunately, Lexi with nothing to show for his hold. Oh, God.
Damn, 2 deaths off of that.
I feel like James still had 70 health. There's that nade that set it all up.
Yeah, this helps. Oh. So again, this flash is so good because you can't dodge it. Going through that palm tree, you'll never see it. You just have to assume, you have to know that someone's goose or you're kind of screwed. And it was the perfect time to peek for Alexi, but that's just a matter of getting outgunned. That's Counter-Strike right there. So it becomes a tied game, and it'll be Blade to go into a pause this time.
What do you think of the brewing battle we'll have tonight of the coaches and Blade versus Dust2?
I mean, one thing's for sure, the 3 teams left have the best coach IGL system. That's just point blank period, the strongest. We've seen the preparation is just so visible when they start playing their rounds. The reads that they have, the setups that they have. Sometimes it looks like a gamble. Sometimes it's so smart it doesn't look like a gamble. It looks like they had information that we can't even see with the whole map. So we're definitely going to get some high-level CS. Oh, and some fast CS as well.
On top of that,
James still young.
Oh, but it goes both ways. Nota on the jump spot.
What a catch. Was wonderful. Pre-aiming a little high for the jump.
Caught midair. Desk brought it up that James a little more aggressive on this map with that op, so clipping somebody through the doorways, killing Mikaze, that's a huge start. Wonderful keeps Nota at the bottom of the board. Misses a chance of getting the Xbox player on the retreat. Looks like Imez gonna take it on his terms, and he will blindside James top middle, but again, the trades are good from both sides still.
My goodness, yeah, and now Wonderful says, okay, let's get in the action.
Brings him back in.
They have a lot of active players right now, and we're talking about pick control here for PVISION, which is an interesting prospect, but Bomb, they have to go and get it back. If they want to take this to long, they can.
That's Belchanok waiting for the long walk up, but feels like Alexi at the moment just wants to be reserved in sight. Slowly we might get there as we start to watch Navi take a look towards long. You can see the rumblings on both sides of this.
Yeah, this is bad. They don't know about Pit right now. You wouldn't be trying to scale up this way if you did.
Catwalk noise as well could draw attention back.
Belchanok never has to overextend. He can just wait for them to come. Oh, he gets spotted.
Doesn't get his kill, but will recover with the second spray down. That's a clean headshot from Wonderful, but the bomb site's already foregone. They're on top of it. And Wonderful just sits down beneath the plant, missed headshot on that, and kind of welcomes the peek over top. But they don't full commit to this, and it allows for Navi's pieces to join up.
Quite a tricky retake with the op now.
At the moment, PVISION aren't side by side. xiELO is going hunting. Oh, what a perfect slide.
Yeah, it's a nice risk to take here. They should ensure it. They're not clearing this at all.
Nah, back's turned. They're still thinking both on site. And Sway's gonna offer the perfect distraction. PVISION win this one out by way of preemptive positioning. Belchanok into the pit, and xiELO there not called on, but felt like a guaranteed if needed.
I like how they're using long in so many different ways. This time's quite aggressive. You almost never see like a lurker get in a pit like that in the middle of a round. Oh man, it's a flick off the jump. That's disgusting. And this shot was also nasty, man.
Yes, sir.
But Belchanok took out the right target, the rifler, because the op's never supposed to hit that.
That was a nice round that could tell us there could be some op highlights tonight.
It feels like no matter who wins tonight, they know that they would have been able to win the rematch. But the other team would be able to. They're going toe-to-toe.
That catwalk smoke now getting a little deeper, and this is after we've seen Navi go test the cat extension once or twice. So moving parts on cat control, only 8 rounds into the game, but PVISION sees the space.
They called this bluff out. Now they can actually go a little faster.
And Wonderful's not operating with any assistance next to him, but he will clip Belchanok off the extension, doubles down into xiELO, still a chance, no. Fire spreads, 3v5 recovery, back to the even number. Bomb stopped in the middle of that, Alexi's limitations, this MP9, and James won't be a part of the bomb site fight itself.
And Mikaze's got to come up through Cat.
Alexi's got his swing, but left empty-handed. Mikaze catching Jane, who wasn't ready for that corner walkout. Pit's got the trade, big spray. And Nota, that's only his third of this map so far.
Missed the flash.
He's got a second. Mikaze, close proximity, toys with the fight, wins it, and will tie this game again.
What a move. How do you ever trick Jame like that? Not jumping up on Xbox, but taking the long way around. The patient route here for Mikaze. Made that clutch look easy.
Nice second kill here from Wonderful.
Crazy audacious from Wonderful. Taking, oh, that's how he, oh my God. What? Yeah, we're getting all kinds of crazy shots right now. The ops are on point. Oh my goodness. How did he avoid that? So close to getting tagged. Oh, this is an interesting looking round at a PVISION. It's a full B default. I think in terms of conditioning, with the amount that they've used long in the late rounds, whether or not they've wanted to go there originally, they know that NAVI have to be worried about it. So that just keeps one guy occupied. They're going to use this to walk out and scale on the left side of the wall.
Mikaze boosted, gets away with a second. How does this guy always find the multi-kill? Vince got a nade behind him. Dude, ice cold. Just sits on that, waits for his famous frag to come to him. And xiELO caught on the attempt to cross over. 1v3 for Jame, Opera's posted on him. And still he wins the fight, but he's not gonna get away from it. NAVI flood into that bomb site with no hesitation. I can't believe Bit doesn't even move his crosshair under pressure.
He doesn't even worry about it. He's like, this guy's too scared to peek me. I'm gonna hold this.
Somo, there was a question whether Mikaze could keep it up. Another 2K situation in a hold like that.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, I'm honestly really impressed by pretty much everybody today. And that's a rare thing to say with these two teams.
Right.
Again, the two teams that get criticized for not having consistent superstars.
That was my worry coming into the game this evening, that there was a lot of hype building up. It felt like a fair fight, but if one or two pieces were off their game, it felt like it could turn into a bit of a domination. We know the ceilings are high. And right now, NAVI trying to reach for it again, and versus these pistols, it'll be made easy. So far throughout this event, it's really been Ima and Mikaze towards the top of the ratings, but Wonderful is sitting pretty on a 12-kill half already.
Yeah, he's playing fantastic. I mean, it's like, it's not like overtly aggressive, but it's explosive.
Right.
And he's willing to risk his own HP. Again, this is like an evolution for Wonderful, who used to just be a guy with so much skill packed in, but just a little bit too passive. Like, you're seeing him take some liberties, go for swings that he wouldn't have done even a couple of years ago, and actually show off that he can hit the shot when he takes that risk.
In Nico's exit interview yesterday, he gave credit to NAVI and discussed how kind of quick they were moving, how confident they looked. He feels like that confidence, that's what kind of gels NAVI in these moments here. There's a very small lack of hesitation in any of the rotations. In the duels they commit to, Bit's gonna have players exiting underneath him, but Wonderful's got that cover. Flashbang's fantastic, and PVISION not really afforded an exit. Not on Bit's watch, not with Wonderful's watchful eye in through the window. And now NAVI's electricity is continuing to spill over round into round. This one keeps 4 players up as they go 7-4 over PVISION.
I don't know how else to describe it besides they have a lot of teammates online. I mean, when it's a B play, someone new is coming in and posting up the first kill in support of the main anchor. They're always covering each other, and once you get that first kill on a rush, second one's way easier. So now almost nobody's dying. We're not even getting to bomb plants here. NAVI have not had an easy walkover half and yet still have a 3-round lead. These guys are whetstones for each other, trying to get to a point that they can be competitive enough to face off against Vitality.
And it feels like
this is a confidence builder.
There's been a lot of moments for NAVI's squad where it's a situation you expect one, they shouldn't get to, but they are. Makaze on top of the bricks last round on the exit of B. This one from Bit with the last few bullets in the FAMAS. And if Navi can continue to milk these opportunities for more than they're supposed to get, and then throw danger as well at the squads of PVISION, it could bode well. But this time, that aggressiveness out middle in the final round of the half, gotta give it respect, trying to just finish this one off with a message, and instead they'll have to recover from a man disadvantage instead.
See that the opening kills is a bad stat for PVISION, but at least they come out here ahead in trades. Looking to make it 7-5. Alexi's looking to deny that. He sees the bomb in the back. Ooh. Oh, and tries to stay confident and poised to take that duel, but Belchinok wins him out. At a minute 10 with long control and numbers, this is a trying spot for Navi.
Wonder if Navi decide to just, since they're in this 2v4, make another risk.
You might as well move together in this spot, absolutely.
For as long as they see nothing out middle and Bit sitting behind that smoke grenade towards long, it's really afforded PVISION free movement.
Oh, they don't want to believe it. They don't want to believe that it's going to be a B play. Otherwise, Wonderful would have shoved himself in the door. They can cross. They have a smoke here, no problem.
Tough reality check now for Navi. It's a B site retake on Dust2. Hey, at least a different tool for the job. And a good amount of utility here as well. This is a spot where PVISION should just be able to lock in a 5th round. And again, you're playing in the dark. You don't know if somebody's decided to stick around in middle. Now you've figured out. Yeah, it's good for the retake. If that bomb nears the halfway point, Navi have to understand chances low. Throw the Hail Mary at them. But by burning off the window, you're just giving them more time, forcing yourself in through the doorway. Big comes in through with one. Then they're going to double up on Wonderful, but he gets that wallbang kill. No way they test this.
It's winnable.
Time is low. Wonderful takes the high road.
It's
James going to play with time. That 6th teammate that does decide the outcome here in round 12. PVISION with one for the road, but Navi's rock-solid defense off the back of Wonderful and Makaze.
I got a Molotov.
Molotov? Motorbike? Who is this guy?
Calm down, wait. I also revived the top 10 rifle in the world.
Code Zero, let's go.
You wish, kid. Yekindar.
Oh boy, Betfallen, please come back.
Hard to say. I would say xiELO, if I had to guess. Like, he really likes to play A with AWP and peek a lot. My guess would be xiELO, but I know it's not him because he doesn't use those skins.
Okay. It's a Dane.
Okay. Then maybe it's me then, I don't know. It's probably me then. Okay.
Gonna dive it. 1 second! He got it! To double OT! Nightmare fuel!
Dong, 6 points is the lead. That's 1 second. 2.
What the
Is it a bat? Is it a plane?
No, it's an eagle!
No.
It is
no.
actually a falcon, kinda.
What?
I decided that I needed to show my inner support for falcons, so now I'm here. I've been degraded from being a player to now being a team mascot.
Don't really care that much about, you know, being the best player in the world. If that would happen, you know, God bless, but I think when I look back, I always see when I have every trophy in my cabinet. A couple of, you know, gold bars, Grand Slams here and there, being part of the best team, having an era. But, you know, there's still a lot of things that I need to learn.
I failed countless of times. Like, there's been so many times where I thought, you got it, you know. Today I got it. Today I'm waking up and I'm feeling for it, and then I'd instantly relapse the next day. You're bound to fail. You're bound to feel losses. You're bound to feel disappointments. And all those disappointments, all those losses, all those failures change the narrative.
Round to round, full reposition for both players.
No!
No way! Oh, if you weren't crushed, if you weren't feeling defeated before, you are now. That's an eco round, a full eco.
Sounds so wrong.
Romra Eagled.
Let me think. I think if we will watch it 15 times in a row, we will understand something. Armor? Tiger armor?
Tiger armor, yeah.
Ah,
Obviously unique. We knew how much it meant to the organization being French. We had the CEO coming on stage and lifting a trophy and crying. Obviously that was very nice. And we were winning his first major in Vitality in Paris. I mean, like, that's like a Cinderella story in itself. Coming into the grand final, we were standing outside. I remember that I just said to the guys, like, I'm just not losing today. You know, I just made that very clear for them. And I knew that if I could go out and be so confident about my feelings, then that would spark something within them.
An uphill battle from the get-go for the PVISION squad. Only 2 successful opening duels across the first 12 rounds of play. And then add on top of that, some rock star moments from a piece of NAVI that hasn't been called on so far the event, but now is stepping up. Wonderful top performer, a 17-6 half. Let me know, Rotterdam, what'd you think about that first half?
Yeah, they know great CS when they see it. That one was tight. It's actually kind of a miracle based on the opening kills that PVISION get 5, but we saw that they were still fierce.
Berettas to press in. Careful, xiELO.
A lot of guys waiting for this.
A lot more than he may expect, but he finds a back and still Emet covers. Belchanok taps from platform. He takes a bullet to the head, down to 10 health. Easy cleanup for Wonderful. It does get PVISION to flood 1 forward to the site. Window player drops as well. 2 out in the open. Anybody's to take. James got an execution queued up. There's a second collected, and Zway in through the window takes a man advantage. It's going to be the Alexi clutch now, and he finds Jane first with that low health, but Zway's been so good in these moments.
Is he going to read this?
Yesterday versus Falcons, lights out in the clutch.
He's thinking about it, waiting for that smoke to go. Comes to the swing,
Alexi
spots
finds
it.
him.
Now Zway's nervous.
Takes to the tie road. Alexi pauses. He goes higher up, and Zway extends 1 round closer to tying up with NAVI, and importantly, the pistol. The second pistol that PVISION have won in this first map of play.
And they got that first kill and still didn't get a bomb plant. They decided to try to fight every single player on PVISION to get into the site. Full commitment here. They spent a little bit of time fighting Belchanok. James snuck in through the window, somehow got both of his. PVISION will be happy about pistols.
In a game that we expect to come down to the nitty-gritty, to the nail-biter moments, pistol rounds could damn well make a difference. But you've also got to find a way to cool off some of the hot-handed individuals NAVI are tapping into right now.
Yeah, again, because like that, the amount of opening kills. Even in that pistol round, that was a 4v5 victory for PVISION.
You mentioned the streakiness of some of these players and these teams. Well, the problem right now is you've got Nota and xiELO still with 4 and 3 kills, respectively. Feels like usually on a bad day, one player can have an off map and the rest can still pick it up. But if we get 2 rough performances, then what are the gun rounds going to look like once NAVI get there? Still time to tap back in. For now, Nota should have a shooting gallery, him and xiELO. A little confidence builder here versus Glock. Go ahead, get your groove on, and make sure that you stop with just this 1 death. All's good. Chuck the SMG away, grab that second M4. PVISION tied game at 7 rounds all.
All they wanted was a bomb plant, but they couldn't find that. Now that's tied up. I think PVISION still have some work to do to kind of prove that they are comfortable versus NAVI, on top of being able to pick up the map. Their map pick, of course. Yeah, you'd be terrified of the form that we're seeing consistently, and now with Wonderful joining Mikaze here. And that is the thing with Nota. Sometimes it's instantly 10 headshots in a row, or he's totally off.
James been solid, but I wouldn't call it impressive just yet.
No, he's had a couple of great shots for sure. I mean, the pistol was also very strong, but with Wonderful on the other side, he cast a great shadow.
Right.
But there's a lot of pressure on PVISION to find the first kill in this round, that's for sure.
Well, who other than Makaze to throw at the front? It's a sharp tip to this spear.
They won't be ready, surely, for xiELO sitting on default.
Only with the MP9, but element of surprise. That's Makaze dead. Flashbang stunned them for a second. xiELO also down to half health. He tries to get out of there. And good on Sway to have at least peeled Alexi off of the bomb site. The bomb damn near fell over the ledge just there.
And they jump up on it to get it, maybe. Oh, but that's the guy that could have stopped them.
Great coverage. Don't allow anybody to get close. They put a smoke on it just to make sure nothing gets weird.
And they don't get freaked out by seeing someone on default. They get the molly out as they're scaling. They're still fighting long. They're not getting tunnel visioned. They keep the machine going. And once again, another opening. This time's Makaze. We're talking about how good he is on CT side. We haven't even got to the T side yet.
But he leaves a mark in the first round with guns.
But obviously on Dust2, there's a lot of onus on you to have a very strong CT half. PVISION are going to be thinking about that, but hopefully not thinking about how easy it's going to be. For the longest time in the pool, Dust2 was the T-sided map. That changed a lot.
Understand why that frustration would start to mount. Try to get your game going, and instead this little pocket of positioning found behind the flames for Makaze is a quick entry frag and a quick first gun round win.
Man, we're about halfway through this game. No timeouts remaining now for PVISION. All the power's in Blade's hands. But I can understand why they want to talk. They got to get ahead of this.
He just called it back to back.
Oh,
Blade just using
Blade.
one.
Damn.
In response. Oh, now we're getting deep, huh?
Yeah. That's,
tack pauses on tack pauses.
That's wild. Like, what are you thinking now? I mean, it's another chance to talk, obviously, for PVISION, but they didn't expect it. That's insane. We're down to one NAVI timeout at 8-7.
All right.
In this series.
All
we
right.
want to talk about coaches and how tactical this game can be. And obviously, you can also sort out some disagreements and talk about the next round all in the same breath now. Okay, what's going to happen this round?
Tell you this much, it's got every tool you could ask for. Just like that first half, 2-0 start PVISION. NAVI don't waste time getting into it. They use time, clearly, with that last second tack timeout. Looks like we're going for the long play out of the gate, but no hard commitment.
They left a really interesting gap for Makaze on Cat last time. He's scaling up here again.
If he's not careful, he could meet his maker.
He's not taking any kind of risk by standing there, so they're going to approach him correctly. And Zway's getting shoved back. This round is actually coming in quite quickly.
Yeah, starting to feel the pressure from both sides of A, but Jame will kill Makaze. There it is. The counterpart to the entry fragger. A 5 versus 4 secured by PVISION. We know how few they had in the first half.
Need to keep more pressure up towards Long. Sway needs this flash, and he dies. That was a big risk from him.
And Alexi punishes for it. Jame now whittled down to 30 health, barely gets out of the flames, and here comes Wonderful.
What a great round.
What are those headshots? Emet just mows down with the triple.
You see the Colgate smile on his face after he gets that on the long cross. When they killed Zway, it was done. That's when the split came out. The only reason Zway tried to expand towards Car is because they had lost control of Cat and Long at the same time. Off the second Blade timeout, they called perfectly to make this move.
Gets the slightest glimpse of xiELO in the background, locks on to that head.
I mean, at best, they were going to be able to save that gun. He stole that one away as well, and now they just have USPs.
We know the capability of all 10 of these players, but it feels like the stardom is being tapped into by NAVI tonight, at least first, here on PVISION's map pick. Making quick work of that collection of USPs over on Long. NAVI will secure double digits off of this round. Runway on a T side, confidence that comes with it. And poor PVISION have no way to put the brakes on what could end up being now a runaway train of a second half.
And PVISION use their last tack. It gets countered by NAVI's tack. They win the round. Now Dust2 has no choice. They have to see if NAVI even want to use their final timeout for the rest of this map. And it's 5 alive here for NAVI. After that IMA 3K, no save guns on that last round. The instant buy up.
Fight for Wonderful out of the gate. A little slow to catch the first one, but knows they're out here.
I'll see them use the best CT spawn right there to cross long. Maybe expecting it to be a 3A lean for now.
They pull back pretty fast, though.
They realize they gave up that info. They smoked from that side.
Leaves Way, as per usual, to his own devices over on long, and Makaze once more gonna try to be the guy that unravels Catwalk. We saw Jane play counterpart well.
They're thinking one step ahead. They already showed by Wonderful shooting that they knew about the 3-long setup. Now they're still going into the A split, and it's PVISION who have actually left. Oftentimes it's PVISION who get the read.
Right now, Zwei just hoping he doesn't get hard cleared. It's been left in a 1 versus 1 here. We'll see how thorough he is in clearing out these spots, but as Zwei is preoccupied, Nota's got no help.
Yeah, totally preoccupied.
Has to get himself out of this position with the smoke grenade, keeps his head down on the ramp, but the Goose player's coming. Nota's nade collects, but as Makaze's here looking to thrive, it's Jame out middle to clip one. xiELO off the boxes, clears what's left of it, popping up at the perfect moment and giving PVISION some sort of a CT side to stand on.
Yeah, impressive anyways. I mean, the only thing that was really weird was Bit getting out long. On the opposite side of blue, not having any fear that Zwei could be there. And also, Jane very good to catch that rotator. Huge plays all around.
That's kind of xiELO's most impactful moment so far through this map. His 7th and 8th frag. Faster move by NAVI. Instantly getting Bit into what was Zwei's position. Lingering on the other side of that smoke, though, not fully falling back. We've got majority here for PVISION, but NAVI have secured themselves control of long for now.
It gets really complicated now for PVISION. They don't have full vision on Cat. They know that just Cat alone is not going to feel good. They've had lurkers be a problem. There's no tunnels push. There's no boost up in mid. And they're sitting in front of their own smoke on Cat as well. It's a very precarious situation for PVISION. But NAVI still have some work to do to guide this one home. They are taking a risk and trying to push in mid now.
Whoa, xiELO's done it. Secures a solid positioning, but we'll see just how far he wants to go.
Clear. It's a reverse clear, so it's more of a, you know, if this ends up being a full long setup, at least I can tell you about it.
Oh, dude, he doesn't miss.
Makaze's watching, but oh, somehow.
That is an X factor from Belchanok, spraying through the door, and it's a perfect distraction for xiELO to capitalize on what was a hard commitment to the spray there. Man advantage secured off of that slightly aggressive PVISION mid move. It allows for them to get numbers back over to the site, and Bit uses the cover of that smoke just as it starts to fade. He manages to get onto the ramp. We'll see if anybody gets caught off by that behind the Gandalf box.
And Wonderful just wants him not to swing, that's all.
Nota gets burned out, and Wonderful finds the kill. Numbers back even, Wonderful making the difference. Activates Bit back from the other side. xiELO tapping into talent as it's Alexi to challenge the corner. xiELO's building back. Not enough. NAVI strike off of long and secure themselves 11.
What a key 1v1 there for Alexi. They pick up 11 off of that kill. That's a low number situation for NAVI. The trade from Belchanok. The timing is insane. Makaze even had the awareness to think someone was in lower without seeing them.
Sequence from Wonderful.
Yeah, that was nuts.
And the Alexi clutch.
I just love how much pressure he's putting. He used to sit there and wait for his chance. Now he's pressuring you, taking shots and pushing you out of positions, and then going for more.
Pistols back for PVISION. NAVI don't know it just yet, but it is a free runway. to that 12th round, to 4 match points on PVISION's pick. 1 kill comes through from this long clash. The PVISION set up for again. Blitbit sees red. And NAVI can see the finish line.
What an impressive map here for NAVI, in spite of the pistols. A 4-round gap, a T-side close. Winning off the tack pauses. Star players guiding the ship.
So here it is. Everything PVISION can piece together. James, alternative boost will kill Mikaze.
Oh, Zoe gets tagged down low.
Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't get away.
Fast moves falling back from the catwalk, though. James gonna try to take that space back, just making sure nobody can actually contend with Long for now, but plenty of time.
Yeah, I mean, they have long control, and now they have a timing. They have amount of time here where PVISION, they can just assume it's gonna be long, but then they got to start looking into tunnels, and they're just trying to hold them in this. They're trying to buy into their hope that this one ends A, but it's not going to just yet. And we're going 1 layer deeper. They don't even peek into Belchinok. He's held into position. James hasn't moved a muscle. PVISION are not doubting themselves. But the one objective advantage is that they still have Bit ready to split.
Numbers on Noda as well, who's right now not supported. He's gonna have to deliver, and he will at least the 1. Alexi takes a quarter damage in return, but it's a strong trade at 35 seconds. James could again be what props up what's left of PVISION. Nasty headshot from downtown. xiELO, his next victim. Bit's not wasting bullets. Bomb gets picked back up. And Belchinok, who's been waiting over towards that B site to get into the action, has had to take the longest possible rotation. And we'll see if maybe this can catch NAVI off guard. He swings out, kills 1, and the second. That is what he waited for. A chance to shine and a chance for overtime. That's all PVISION have to fight for.
After that Bit round, that one jumps right into their arms. Belchinok's only a little bit happy about it. He knows it's a very fortunate time, and can't believe Bit hit this shot. That's James, who stayed there for, what, 40 seconds? Got his kill towards Cat.
NAVI are just oozing talent at the moment.
Yeah, so much confidence. Still plenty of money to buy up here for NAVI.
Here it goes, Mohan, the last tactical timeout of regulation. One final chance for Dust2.
And obviously it's a bit more desperate on this side. They're at the whim and mercy of whenever NAVI want to get some more ideas out. Surely he's ready to contribute.
It's all fine-tuned and calculated here by NAVI. They walk into this one, rifles aplenty, op still on each side, but
off the pauses, it's been pretty fast rounds, actually.
Yes,
they've been moving into splits quite quickly. And a lot of this game for NAVI has been towards the A side. It was the opposite for PVISION.
Oh! Yay! See ya!
Holds and waits.
You said it would be fast. We don't waste a second.
That is a great shot for James, and yeah, just a great moment. Opening kills, a stat that stood against PVISION. Now the question is, can they close out the 5v4? Bit goes on to the op. That's not every day. In a very active moment of prophylaxis here from PVISION. They take over the tunnels. They're ready to rotate over towards A. These smokes are not going to scare him at all. They're about to turn the corner on lower, but he's only got this MP9. Belchinok, does he want to peek?
Nobody watching. This is pressure on James in a moment, and he will find that first one. Makaze has been effectively shut down throughout this T side.
These are all the right players to take out one by one.
Dodging the flashes, but just missing that chance at a second. He will strike down a bit, but Alexi pops up, gets the return. That Belchanok MP9 active. And Alexi with 4 health, not meant long for this one. Double digits secured. Round 23 up next.
And that is all the money now for NAVI. They will not be buying this round. This one almost definitely going the distance.
What a shot. Like you said off the tack pauses, it's fast, and it is instant in the duel towards mid. James not missing. James propping up PVISION for more and more opportunities, of which we see them seizing. Well, here's a freebie. One single Desert Eagle.
James hasn't been as impressive as wonderful in this match, but if you look at the impact of his kills, it's tremendous. Honestly, he's even from all the other rounds, his 2K on the pistol, it's pure impact. Whoever wins Dust2 could very well win this series. Again, this is PVISION's map pick.
You think of all the teams.
It would take a series of disasters to lose this round.
Giving space instead towards Catwalk. But again, what the hell are you gonna do? You don't have flashes, you don't have a smoke, you don't have a way into this. Try to squirm all you can. PVISION ready to lock this one down. James, what felt like a freebie, starts to miss shots. All should be good, but Wonderful's just gonna remind us that it goes beyond that AWP. A couple of Desert Eagle headshots, get those numbers up. But this is a 1-round difference despite what the kill count might tell you.
Yeah, let's go. Round 24 here in this matchup. One of the best maps we've seen so far at the event. NAVI in the lead despite the pistols. PVISION making a comeback off the back of a Belchanok 1v2. No promises here in the final round of regulation. Who's gonna be the hero?
Those fights towards long have kind of faded in these last few rounds, and we see James positioned on the corner this time. Maybe not getting what they'd anticipate in that direction. PVISION have sprinkled in those mid challenges quite eloquently. In this round, they are far from it. There is a lot of open space if NAVI can wind up finding it. And with that open space comes control of the rotation. And with the control of the rotation, it's additional pressure for PVISION, who just look to lock in with what they have at a minute on this clock. There's a lot of questions in PVISION's mind, because again, they don't know what exactly is going down in middle. They don't know where this group up is going.
Who knows if NAVI jump into their hands, though. This has to be a full-throated call from Alexi B.
This is a couple of smokes left for NAVI, a couple of flashbangs with it.
Oh my goodness, this is so much space to be taken. They don't have to bomb, it's back on cap, but are they just gonna commit out now?
They're walking it out. They've already crossed players over. If they're hoping to catch you off, that's one thing.
First contact.
Belchanok spotted as he throws utility. Doesn't get a chance at that duel. We'll see if xiELO wants to swing from window. Only xiELO stands. A second collected, but with 11 health, that's all he's gonna find. Zway has big playoff performances in his back pocket. But a slow burn move here from Emet could be his end in the 24th round. In the moments that PVISION's tend to prevail, this time they're empty-handed. NAVI succeed in the challenge that was this attempt at the PVISION comeback. Map 1, NAVI.
Yeah, that was beyond impressive. What a performance to take it all the way in the final call again. No blade involved. Alexi just has to pilot that home. And the mid-B to close out in a series and a map, where the half had everything.
That at one point they were in, and it felt like xiELO was starting to do exactly that. Starting to find his kills, starting to find his moments. But now PVISION also have to find the belief that they can reverse sweep this series. So Rotterdam, this could be it for NAVI. PVISION on the brink as NAVI gun for a Vitality Grand Finals and want to show us that as all the inconsistencies surround them, NAVI become the rock.
Yeah, they're in the power position, the driver's seat. They got to be happy with themselves. They got to be proud. And it's Lexi's call, the final call, that really makes sure that that game ends nicely. They put a bow on it. They never give that hope over. No comeback completed.
Lexi loves taking a bit of responsibility towards this B site. Right now it is him and him alone and nobody to help him, nobody to help out. Not even a thought of a rotate over just yet, and we see the positioning for PVISION getting inch by inch ever closer.
They're staged up to, looks like to almost certainly get this bomb planted at a minimum. No push down mid here. And the heroic setup from NAVI, they'll finally start running down, but again, plant looks like a guarantee.
Stomping down middle, fast to the flank. As James tries to keep eyes on it, we get a 5 versus 5 retake in round 1 of Inferno.
And hearing the smoke to stop them from the outside of Con, but they get a lot of space off of that.
Able to at least get to the back door of Church. Down goes the coffin smoke. On the retake, Mikaze trying to again be that front runner, looking to create space. The pop-up over coffins is punished.
What kind of shot was that?
NAVI just finding a sea of headshots, but they let their guard down, and one player from the backside turns this back. Nailed in the end. The last 2 pieces of PVISION, 3 for 3 in pistols, but we know that it wasn't enough back on Dust2 even.
A 4K for xiELO. An amazing round from him, and if xiELO didn't hear that, it's possible that that bomb could have got defused while there was 2 players still alive. Pretty incredible to find all these entries. Last bullet care there for xiELO, excuse me. He's the one who runs in, handles everything.
PVISION converted those pistols as well. Haven't had a bad start to a half per se. We'll see what kind of confidence NAVI exude as they come into the second map, because we know that there was times as Dust2 went on, they just kind of felt freed up to make their individual moments. We see
last couple times we saw Noda play, he takes utility damage. A lot of it. He's going to start off every round with 50 HP, but that's sort of the name of the game when you're defaulting on Banana. But last map, we didn't get everything we needed from Noda, that's for sure. This one could be even harder.
Wonderful sees that smoke fading as an invite to get closer. PVISION always happy to hit that pause button. You know, it's a test of your patience, test of your nerve.
Bomb's gonna go towards Arch.
Deagle activates, and Noda just kind of swings right into it. Oh, a second! Bit trying to collect more as the Desert Eagle goes dry. 5-7 takes the front. And now Bit's got a fresh mag to commit with. There's damage on xiELO, who still survives it.
And the bomb has to go around the long way. The CTs will have time to start this retake early.
Belchanok was able to establish that space. Still Jane pauses. That flashbang makes it awkward. Belchanok's gonna get bounced off by the 5-7. And now James down to 17 health as well. 10 seconds. Do you want to take this gamble?
You gotta get out of here.
No, they know. Oh, they know. And this time, pistol sure, but you're not gonna get the conversion.
Oh my goodness. What about those Deagle shots from Bit? Oh, that was such a smooth move. After he caught this one on Noda, running right into his crosshair, perfect swing on the xiELO, exactly where he would be holding. This flash also works. It doesn't even catch Alexi. He goes smoke blind for a second, knows exactly where to look once he's out of it. That one wasn't just aim. They're lucky to have gotten out with those 2 guns. Both those players are very low as well.
Vito have the desk intrigued. This NAVI Inferno pick.
And it's right when the other team might be starting to say, okay, we feel more confident now. We want to go up against you. You know, we struggle normally. And then you throw in a veto change when you're winning in the head-to-head.
Just trying to stay that one step ahead.
Yeah.
Trying to tap into the tactical difference, the preparations, the game plans, the ability that NAVI have to evolve.
A round like that perfectly exemplified how prepared they were.
Could be a scary sign for PVISION or just a chance for them to flex pistols of their own. They still have these 2 rifles, but they've gone down to no grenades. And they have a lot of positioning on the perimeter of this A bomb site. Emek concerned about the potential CT wraparound, but he's gonna get a flash to go back to the duel. xiELO.
Wow, full commitment. They're running around behind him as well.
Alexi drawn over from the B site.
It's a little bit early to go for the full push because they could still go mid B.
Vic keeps his head down, pops up on his terms, will keep it clean on Nota.
And this is
fight. All while Wonderful just locks into the corner of the bomb site. So really just taking the attention, taking down the health bars, activating Alexi on that flank, and then just sweeping PVISION neatly under the rug. That is NAVI with majority alive, and now a bit of momentum.
You gotta love the constant pressure. I mean, you could have tucked there, let Wonderful take next contact after you have already peeked up twice from the mini pit, but he doesn't care. He keeps on fighting, and this also draws time off the clock for the B players to come in through CT spawn. So one thing that PVISION are great at doing is pausing when they're not in good positions and waiting together and then punishing you for overswinging. But that was a good example of NAVI knowing exactly how much they could get away with and somehow making them look uncomfortable where, you know, when we watched them play versus Falcons, they couldn't do that. PVISION were using that strategy to punish any kind of response.
Time to think things over then.
Yeah, I almost wonder if that was grounds for a pause. I mean, they have this round to talk about things, which also makes sense. But I think right away you just get, you know, you get a glimpse into what we're about to see. I'm going to say so far, every match that PVISION played at this event, they look like the more prepared team. This might be the first time that that changes. People are going to say, what about Vitality? We watched that game. That was incredibly close for PVISION. I had to 1v5 them in overtime to make sure they won.
And we obviously know Vitality's record in OTs this year is damn near flawless.
It is flawless.
Off the 1v5, didn't look in the rear view. Well, hey now. Thing is, leave it to NAVI to be the team that looks more prepared, right? Prime suspect, to be honest, in that department. So you've had a chance to talk things over. You've allowed Dust2 to keep that pause. You milk that round for what it's worth with those pistols, and you come into this one, double xiELO, Mac 10, slight limitation here for PVISION. And another opening chance for Makaze to just really spread his wings here on Banana. For a player that has been dominating this event, for a guy who is known to kind of thrust himself into those awkward duels and take things on his terms, well, nobody signs up for it. I'm not going to call PVISION scared. They're just not here this time. But if he can tap into what he was doing.
You can improve the map right now for the CT side. They have double pit. Oh, but pulling out your gun.
Timing's not bad on that one. Still 2 kills back. At least you've got that going for you if you're NAVI. Jane taken down to 30 health, and Wonderful activates from inside the bomb site. Perfect start as they pounce out, and they're not done yet. Sway halfway through the 1v4, tries to make that happen, but it's too much damage against him with the first fight, and NAVI just keep that pressure on, never giving him space, coming through that smoke, and really just dogpiling to take their 4th CT round win consecutive.
xiELO wins that, but this showed you how good the setup was, that one player could literally be switching guns and they could afford that loss. They had the perfect crossfire. They had the right rotators over. They got all the full information over on Banana as well before that attack even came in. That was not the round to go for a lane attack. And a massive chance passes them by. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's already in the 05, and again, we're looking at Noda. This map is about Banana. You know, we might see a lot of rounds at PVISION try to take A because they like to be different.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, default start here. It's the heart and soul of the map. Noda's always going to be the first guy to go in.
Sometimes we call on players bad starts, and then suddenly they have a multi-kill. So let's see what he can do with that upgraded pistol. xiELO's the only dead man on the entry. Alexi falls back. Mikaze forced to go into the duel, and that's where Zway's going to catch him, right? There is that AK out there on the field.
Yeah, this is nice, but they're not planning yet.
Bomb kind of being jostled around. Bits trying to set up Alexi, who could have a path over towards Banana. Great routing, but it gets opened up, exposes him, and gives a man advantage back over to PVISION, who can get off of that bomb site, who can grab that second gun, who can lean on the depth of the bomb site itself to just lock in this second round win. Now, op damage on Noda makes his job all the harder on top of that 0-5 start. But they're going to have to deal with him in that corner. Emat will with the double headshot. Zway locked in, back sight. James over towards Banana.
Time problems now.
Sitting in the corner, just hanging on, and eventually Zway activates. James will be found out, but on his terms, takes a kill, and it's with those Tech 9s and that one rifle that PVISION punctured through.
That one right there is massive for the program here for PVISION. They get the kill as they entry. And that's the main difference. Honestly, they didn't have much coming into it. They go for a contact explode. They even lose, they get killed by Mikaze while they're trying to entry. But finding out about Alexi, it was the CT nade, wasn't it, to blow that open. So it's a bit awkward for him. Honestly, that's got to be a miscommunication because he's fully lurking in that spot. I mean, if he looked more prepared, then maybe it would have made sense, but he didn't.
So Blade's the first to burn one.
It's a good amount of damage on the retake, but it's a round where PVISION are already saving, so that at least keeps this game alive.
Hop on the line. James was prepared for a jump towards middle, but he just keeps his angle low now.
He just wants to shut out something. If someone's going to go and try to, you know, scour the halls, look down alt mid, he can at least tell his team about it. Noda takes a deep grenade, just 30 damage to the bottom of B. They don't have Banana now. I'd be worried about PVISION if they just move into an attack off of this little bit of information that they have. It's looking for revenge from the last time they tried to take lane. Interesting how they're gearing up here. Double arch.
Fallback smoke.
Still fresh, yeah.
Library 2 sitting in that corner. Emat has to make his play. And everybody prepared for it on PVISION's squad, jumping over top of the fire. Starts to challenge Bit from both sides. Alexi off the flash. Mikaze helping out with that flashbang on both sides of the sight hold. And so as James' op starts to go empty, Bit then activates. Mikaze's got the support in him too, huh?
Damn, that was so good. Again, the team play is everything. Bit stays in the corner, knows exactly how much time he has. His teammates have a plan to come and try to help him. They also started out double arch. Even though Imma gets killed, takes down one, it's the fact that they knew it was going to be an arch move. And weren't even worried about doubling up in pit this time around. Navi in their heads. Everybody getting a piece of this tack pause from Dust2. because they won that half buy, the money's still good. And you see how important that flash was.
Again, they're looking for this banana fight, but it's actually bit to die in mid. T's smoke position, bit dead to the other side of it. James been looking for that duel in the last couple of rounds.
Yeah.
Now this deep spot from Ime, though, doesn't seem like, okay, no, they'll clear it, but he gets active. And James finds another close quarters headshot on Ime. Zwe gets cut off by the smoke grenade, but he's still got control. Never mind. Dunked on by Alexi B, king of the util.
And he immediately runs from this. That's the player who was within the smoke. They don't know if it's going to be a push. I wouldn't be surprised if PVISION want to disrespect this. They like to call a bluff. But if they don't, they're going to run into a huge trap. Yeah, they are. Just going up banana now.
CT's making moves fast enough, though.
Very quickly, but it
See
is.
if James doubles back to check it.
Oh, the bomb is going to be the slowest thing, which means it can't also watch the flank. If they want to go for an exec, they will get caught.
James also siphoning up utility as he gets ever closer.
Man.
It's a back turn to him. James,
take him out.
Grenades in hand, and on top of that, like you said, the bomb. That is everything. James leaves his back exposed. Didn't think Navi would make a move like that. And really freed up because Alexi had no hesitation to depart from that B bomb site off of his grenade kill.
Now they kind of have to fight for this bomb because it can get collected and go back to B if they want it.
Frag goes over, nice headshot found. Belgianok's got to do something to try to keep this control, but now he just turns back, sprints over towards B, and eventually Navi will come through this. Bomb plant on orange side because you know the threat of Navi's flank is coming in swiftly. xiELO doesn't take the duel to banana, doesn't want to be the first thread pulled on in this post plant.
They know where he is, at quad right now. Do they know about xiELO?
Makaze climbs up, trying to find contact. Now the Coffin player fires. xiELO's gonna have the off in front of him, but it's all good on his terms. Double kill for xiELO. Just lets Belchanok lock in. And a positive KD for xiELO is nice to see, considering his struggles back on Dust2.
It was a fantastic recovery. It was too hard to protect the bomb for the full portion of the round. So they moved just quickly enough, and Belchanok hit one shot through the smoke, which is a narrow corridor. He can rely on those spams to get him something. I think Navi knew even though they dropped it in that spot, it wouldn't necessarily be a free win. PVISION still had a smoke to use.
For banana, they will fight again. Makaze whittled. Oh, Alexi!
Double spray down with the HE.
And Makaze's collecting headshots now from the corner off of the frag grenade damage. Finds Zwe trying to emerge, looking to gain control of what they fought so valiantly for. 4v2 advantage for Navi. And if PVISION aren't careful, last round will be a one-off round win. We've gone back and forth. Both teams jostling for stability in this first half of Inferno.
Navi really haven't made the mistakes so far to show us that they're in jeopardy in a position like this, but Makaze is low. PVISION do not want to reveal their position.
Oh man, every time they're on that corner, playing a dangerous game. Makaze, smoke fades, easy pickup as far as Belchanok's concerned.
Yeah, so the patience, not shooting, just to check.
Ime does have a lot of utility to be this solo B defender, doesn't waste any time, drops the smoke, they're gonna drop flashes in it, he gets popped. Belchanok, so far single-handedly in the recovery, clears out the two players that remained on B.
And this might be that first big mistake, a 2-on-2 retake. They have some interesting utility. Belchanok's only got 49 health, but he's not really in a position where they're gonna hit him with this.
Yeah, big on him to have gone towards banana instead. Banana is also where the only kit is for this retake. And so 10-second defuse demanded of Navi. Starting to throw out that util, it'll find nobody where it lands. Unfortunate here for Navi, they picked the wrong place, but oh, Jane!
That's a mistake. Now
He
they
whips.
can jump on it. It has to be covered, but they could stick
That
this.
frag is still in the mix, no sir, it's dropped. Bit not defusing. Belchanok tests the waters. Oh, it's a headshot in an instant, but again, no kit means it's not any different. This is gonna be the bomb to pop, and PVISION close that lead to 1.
Yeah, so all the kills is one thing, but it's a 3-on-4 victory here for PVISION. And it was the round that started off, feels like years ago. It started off with xiELO hitting the HE grenade, getting a double spray down, and then Makaze getting a 3rd kill.
They were so adamant. They just really wanted to take control with Zway going in like that. Could have cost them. Good on Belchanok to be that guy. And we got glimpses of it at the start of Dust2 as well. Fighting tooth and nail for this one. Mentioned that back and forth that was sort of slow burning to what was leading to what felt like the PVISION save. It's not the case. Instead, pistols for NAVI. Barring Bit, who, although it's a stretch of the imagination, has enough to win this round single-handedly. Kit, armor, AK.
And position inside of Halls, there's definitely chances. If he wants to take any kind of risk, he's going to hear them running around inside of Vault. And xiELO walks right into this, right into his death as the CT start to move to B.
12 damage, all Bit takes for that engagement. Totally frees up the pistols to try to get into the stack. Now, utility advantage for PVISION, sure, but you've got 2 players now also sub 50 HP. And if this boost from Wonderful can collect anything, then it's really on. But the bomb is planted, there comes the flood. And the counter-terrorists on the site will find nothing. So good on PVISION to lock down what they earned. That B bomb site, as they lost xiELO, theirs for the taking. And Bit gets killed by Belchanok, who's gonna show us that he remains tapped in.
PVISION fighting hard here on Inferno. Put these 3 together. Dangerous moments in each of these rounds, and yet they still come out and tie the game up. And even though Bit had that one gun, they knew it wasn't a full buy. You can rotate as many pistols over as you want, but a full B exec's hard enough to stop with everything.
Yeah, it was good damage by NAVI on the B approach, but nothing to slow them down. Damage doesn't mean much when the pistols on site don't even get a chance to shoot. Great coverage by the bomb planter to turn around once he was in the safety of pit. Oof.
Yeah, rough start for Noda to kick this game off. 1-9 now. But the only score that matters is the one at the top, and they've made it 5-5. That's really impressive based on what we've seen. Blade would be frustrated because now there are clear, favorable positions. Getting that flank on Jame, getting a 4v2 spot. They'll know they end this half with rounds left on the table.
A round of applause, please, everybody. Yes, yes.
It's just like us.
That's my goat. Ooh, Makaze again, huh? Second kill.
That's a big one, a 5v4.
Piece by piece, PVISION will build. Nade goes a bit too deep there. PVISION not mad about that as Alexi continues to just chuck out the util.
Yeah, avoided virtually everything there.
This is a bracket setup that begins to fall back. Bit left on his own, and it's when he's left alone that he decides to take the peek that nets them the equalizing kill.
That's such a massive find. I mean, xiELO's about to breach brackets. It totally changes the complexion of the round. Bit's making this rotation over towards the other side of the map. PVISION once again want to call a bluff. This time it should work. Wonderful's alone support is so far away. Bit is moving into coffins right now over on B site.
NAVI tried to stay one step ahead, but unfortunately, it's just one step too far.
They're all going to run over. It depends if he gets kills here.
Surely Wonderful's not meant to be the hero in this one.
Kind of taking a lot of time to get into the site, and he gets a kill.
At least the
and
one.
87 damage.
That's not nothing. Still, they'll take their time to clear out the other corners. Bomb plant on shorts, absolutely safe.
Molly misses.
Mistakes being made. And again, it's a situation with no kit for NAVI.
With the extra dink, it's worth it to give it a test, but these smokes are fresh.
Yeah, and that smoke grenade forces the reposition. We see it now. Emphasis on brackets instead. But you've got to be considering 10-second defuse, bomb at the halfway point, and Sway just rocks Ime on the approach. Yep. So no actual attempt for the retake, and therefore the round. PVISION's T side is now breaking through. We had those 4 rounds back and forth. The stability that PVISION find by being the team that wins 2 consecutive first has now net them a 4-round streak.
Yeah, we look at the way back in, and it's converting losing positions into getting into winning positions and then closing. It's exactly what you want to see.
Ooh, one more timeout. Oh, he can't aim. It's a headset issue. We'll keep it quiet then so that they don't know what's going on. We've got everything you need, though.
You can talk about Vitality if you want.
Vitality? How about I talk about this awesome-looking crowd here in the Ahoy Arena? There'll be even more of you tomorrow for a nice and early best of 5. A best of 5 where it's possible we might need more than 3 maps this time for Vitality.
Yeah, the last time we were here, it was at Rotterdam, but it was in the Ahoy Conference Center or whatever, where they had a dream hack. You know, maybe 1,000 people came to that or whatever. Now we're getting up there, something like 6,000 people. So many years later, a lot of development in this city. And over here, everyone can just take a train.
Come on down. Oh.
I didn't know Pimp was here.
All right, Noda sorted. PVISION still leading. The 4-round streak that'll put NAVI on notice. Wow. Duly noted.
See, it's not all in the numbers, but it also is. But it also is.
Oh, Bit signs up for the duel. Noda's got himself another.
Whoa, great
nice
tracking.
Famous work from Ime with the 2 kills. Wonderful goes unnoticed from inside of the pit. And I like that he just tucks right back into the cover, gives himself a smoke. Oh, he was meant to remain a nuisance. But instead, James and Belchinok come out with impact. You want to say that, well, Mikaze's kills haven't been all that impactful. Let's see these 2. They don't know where he's coming in from. He doesn't know where they've got off to.
He's assuming there's pit. He'll have to reload in this spot. This kills the clock.
Down to 10 bullets. Climbing over top instead. And yeah, PVISION just keeping their heads tucked.
Oh, he's just so positive there's someone in pit. No one here.
You'd think somebody would take it over, but unfortunately here Mikaze's chasing ghosts. Will kill James, swap guns. Time is of the essence. Does have a kit finally for a NAVI retake, but he really believed that pit was occupied. And there was a world where NAVI believed they had this game in the bag. Nice resurgence here from PVISION. Keeps their grand finals hopes alive.
Some of the trophies are heavy.
You never know.
That's a good one, yeah.
This one's got to be Nico when we beat him.
Nico? That's a good one, yeah. I'll double down on that one.
Dork will get crazy, Nico smash the table, Jimmy fuck up the keyboard.
It doesn't say punching a teammate.
To smash something, that's a different story. But to break, I think it's pretty unlikely.
You know what, I'm gonna say yes. I think they're gonna show up this tournament.
I think it's possible, actually. I would say they will not make it.
I give them playoffs, though.
There's a possibility for everything. There's a possibility for Liquid to make it to finals. right? But this is more on the unlikely side.
No chance.
0 chance.
Maybe 1% for gamblers.
I feel like that hasn't happened in so long. The only thing I remember is the Vice when he like, ooh, it like almost fell.
Some of the trophies are heavy. You know, Donk's like a little excited. Tries to like raise like a trophy, it's a little too heavy for him.
Could be, could be.
Nah, I don't think it will happen, but if we are winning and I put money, maybe it might happen. But first we need to win, it's our risk,
Yeah.
you know?
I'm gonna have to put us to make it to playoffs from the qualifying.
Yeah, we gotta say yes.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
It's not an easy tournament to make it to playoffs.
Like NAP has the potential. The 9Z team climbing up the ranks has potential.
Yeah.
Maybe NAP.
They're gonna do the good old strategy of losing before playoffs so that they can win in playoffs.
Furia. I don't know why. I just have a feeling.
Yeah.
Free money for us.
We're making big banks.
If you go into OT, someone could be near 30 kills for sure.
I mean, there's a lot of players that could do that. You're one of them.
I mean, I'm just...
What's so funny about that?
Obviously, yes. Donk.
Maybe. Or xiELO.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Someone will get over it. It will be him. That's definitely possible.
Yeah.
I think that happens pretty often. That's a big possibility.
It will probably happen to us. we are rating like 9-3 on Dust2, you know?
Yeah.
And then we go this side.
Yeah. It has happened to us and we also done it.
Oh, I hope so. I love when Grand Finals go to 5 maps. I'm gonna say yes just because I want it to happen.
For me, it's like a 50-50.
3-1 for someone, I call it now.
3-0.
3-0. We are in the 0 on the 3.
You never know.
We'll see on the first map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about we make our own predictions? What if someone does a shoey in the crowd?
Someone goes for a knife kill but ends up getting shot. There will be a ninja defuse in the playoffs.
Ninja defuse in the playoffs.
I think that's a good
I think that's a good one. I would put my money on this one.
Me too.
Leave it to Jamin PVISION to always find a way to fight back. 5 rounds consecutive to close out that half. And unfortunately, it just felt like Mikaze wasn't finding the duels he wanted to kind of dominate this game. Over towards Banana, we had this jostle back and forth. The economy decided the momentum opening for PVISION, and they didn't let go from that point forward.
Yeah, it was less so, I think, you know, the opening duels and stuff like that, because NAVI got a lot of those. It was more like those mid to late situations that got PVISION back into the half. And then they started to gain confidence. And that's when they didn't stop winning.
Utility for the pistol here on Navi's side. Again, we get a crawl towards B, much like the PVISION move, but that was when Alexi was understaffing the B site with just himself. This time we've got a numbers lean by PVISION and a beautiful tap, seemingly from xiELO.
They've got a little more utility to work with.
Mikaze an opening death once more. xiELO trying to collect a second, just gives over a bit of space.
Oh, the nade break works against them.
It winds up finding the headshot.
Do they get a plant off? They're gonna put that down, even with the B retake coming into place. It's wonderful here to try to stop him.
He's on the other side of the CT smoke. Imez killing xiELO. Meanwhile, wonderful, awkwardly between the bursts, gets cleared out from Banana, empty-handed. And so Zway's Berettas on half HP starts to move forward. And we know Belchanok's been big, but Bit hits the headshot. Navi, by God, they've done it. They've won a pistol round in this series.
And it took a full house with Bit and Imma there to put that one together. Now it's a one-round game. Oh, nasty flex, man. Bit is going off, back-to-back maps. Again, always somebody new who can take the wheel on Navi. CT CTs flood back into the A site, and looks like Navi want nothing to do with it anyway.
Very few Deagle shots ring out, but it is enough to get them to move. Bomb is still sitting bottom middle, though, so...
I wonder how PVISION are going to respond to this, you know, inevitable scouts. You know, they're not going to... Oops, that's a pretty bad smoke miss.
Oh, surprised he missed that. Nota able to keep himself small. Probably feeling like his time is limited with just how much he hears rumbling in the B site. Miss stack by PVISION.
Yeah, good luck with this.
Not one of those force buys either where you just go ahead and get to save much, but
they just don't want to give up the money for dying at this point.
Buy on the other side of this round regardless.
Maybe they do. Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay.
Clean Galil shots.
That's the kind of game that Bit's having.
Where do you put the likelihood that a Navi T side just runs away with this game?
I don't know. I wouldn't think about running away based on what we've seen so far in any of the halves, but I'm not sure if a PVISION lead means much. I'll just say that.
See what sort of pace comes into the next round with the bye that Navi are left over with due to the lack of struggles in that round. Still a couple of MAC-10s on the field.
You know, back on Dust2, opening kills can matter, but it doesn't have the same impact as an opening kill on Inferno. If you take someone out early, whether it's A or B, those rotations are just so complicated, so annoying to have to reorganize yourselves around.
It's an eclectic collection of guns here for PVISION.
It's interesting to put the spotlight on Makaze after the first half because he can be the make or break now.
Flashbangs keep this presence constant, and they weren't able to actually collect their grenades on the fallback here. Great catch. Under-equipped with the utility here are PVISION for a second.
That's a little bit awkward for them.
At least that smoke does, for the time being, turn Navi back.
They could literally just walk into this, but they don't know what's coming. Man, see, like you look at a map like this for PVISION, they're not getting enough info on A. Sometimes they still manage to figure these situations out, but it's a cardinal sin. You give up all of car, you have no info, no push anywhere else, no rotations over.
It's a clean dodge by Nota. Keeps that pressure on, but doesn't actually land his utility where anybody is standing. This frag grenade, if well placed, could soften up Navi nicely, but be careful of timing here.
They don't really believe it. That's why no one else has come over.
Another smoke goes down, well timed, but there is still 35 on this clock. Frag grenade will chip away at Alexi, but now that the utilities run out for Navi, they're just gonna come through with the commitment. And Nota, locked into the depths of this bomb site, gets gunned down by Ina. His support was cut off by that coffin smoke. So no contest on the bomb plant. 4v4 retake demanded of PVISION if they want to go for this.
My friend, we've got an auto shotgun retaking mid right now. This thing's coming in slowly.
If it finds any fight, it'll be versus Bit towards Banana. Oh, that changes things. Belchanok and Jane collect the double kill. And as this draws Bit closer to the bomb site, it also gives the empty space needed for Sway to get that shotgun ever closer. Wonderful's down to 30 health. It's an auto shotty versus Wonderful back sight. He's closed the gap enough to do it. Grabs the kit, jumps on bomb, and will put PVISION in the lead.
He grabs it with the auto shotgun. Can't dance around that emo pillar and get away from him.
But if not for those kills on the CT cross, you'd think Bit still stays towards Banana, and that shotgun's never going to get to the bomb site.
Man, you get the 2K from the back of the site, or the one kill here. I mean, Belchanok getting his kill from CT as well. He really could have just tucked. There would be no way. Oh. Damn, okay. I guess the game's not over.
I bet you they don't even eat breakfast together. Yet again, Banana set ablaze. It's very difficult for PVISION to even think about taking a position there with how many Molotovs hit the ground out of the spawn, but Wonderful survives. 5 HP, and sure, you're faced with utility, But what sort of numbers are beyond this smoke? That's what NAVI want to figure out. And although Belchernock spams through with the trait to Mikaze,
they're playing with fire, like they keep wanting to get a little extra, but this is looking like enough to actually shove PVISION out of it. They know how good they played to get that retake going last round, but they also know lightning won't strike twice.
So tuck tail and running away for the save.
That's again where you have to pay attention to those entries. And like, look at where the X's are on the map, right? I mean, you wanna see PVISION fighting somewhat towards Car to make sure that they get the info early enough. You shouldn't have like 3 healthy players that could have moved a little sooner. If your 2 teammates who were on B did a decent job of delaying, even if they only get a kill. But that's exactly what NAVI should be trying to exploit. The fact that PVISION, they play the perimeter of Inferno, they gamble stack a lot. They sometimes have great reads, but sometimes they're just fine to take a risk. They're just fine to assume it's one site, save on the other.
This was a 5 health difference, by the way. And on Noda's best days, it feels like that kill happens in a split second. But right now, this awkward duel, it's enough for NAVI to run away with the momentum of the follow-through into B.
Starting to parse these timeouts in. Down to 1 apiece. Blade's helping Mikaze with his settings.
There's limitations.
It's gonna be really interesting to look at the scoreboards when this series is done. For the good and the bad, for, you know, the bits and the Noda.
For once, NAVI are just slightly further back. They've been so quick to get onto these angles. Now, that nade would have done damage in the previous rounds, but it's minimal for Mikaze to have to stomach.
Yeah, it's just option reduction once you you start out the round in your sight, but because they want to try to, you know, sometimes Jame in a round like this, they're going to try to boost him, and they'll try to boost him, they'll try to move him around.
Ooh.
Gets spotted, man.
Knows better
Close
than
call.
to stick around. Bit looks to find a line into the sights.
Oh, looked like it did see a sleeve.
But Jame really fell back off that, huh? Goes all the way over towards CT spawn.
Yep, and it's coming up lane now. There's 3 CTs here. It's a good crossfire.
We'll see if that op can find an angle. xiELO's lucky to be alive. There's still a rifle in the mix, right? That Galil on its way collects one. Jame finds his. No answer? Are you kidding?
They didn't get a single kill.
Lambs to the slaughter with advantages across the board. PVISION have no business winning this round of all the rounds they've lost.
That is mad. Not a single frag. I mean, I knew the setup looked good, but
like clockwork, these CTs taking duels off of one another's contact. Yeah.
Well,
Not
well.
one kill.
That makes the game really interesting. That's a lot of money here for PVISION with their buy. Alexi's on a Tech 9 on this one.
Forcing them to spend everything they have coming into round 18.
That one was, you know, a la carte. They could have taken a B, they could have gone A, they had worked the map properly.
What an anomaly.
Yeah, you almost never see that.
Now Mikaze, tip of the spear.
But how many times are you gonna let this go? And how many times is it gonna cost you?
Dropping a smoke. I don't think NAVI are gonna respect it. Not with the tempo that they're playing with this round, but Noda finds the lineup. Challenge through. Belchernock gets away with the single steal. Nota, that's it. Headshot to Ime. Working with less health, but still able to catch 2, but Bits allowed them to go by. Oh, and it catches him, but he whiffs his shot. The three's already gone past him. Mistakes are being made.
Oh, we used to call this Bitferno. And it's been a great map apart from that.
At a one-round game, you would have had Jane dead to rights. You knew damn well Zwei just went running right by you. This isn't like Bits at the bottom of the board and underperforming.
No,
this is Bit.
He's their best player right now. That's a pretty unfortunate spray. We'll call it that. But it also was kind of round-defining. He was in a perfect lurk spot. He almost wishes he was closer to the mouth of that exit so he could take the first kill sooner. But he was granted almost an even better opportunity. Oops.
Oh, we really had to do that one slow motion. That one's gonna leave a sting. It feels like James God has answered a round prior where not one player from Navi gets a kill. A whiffed opportunity by Bit.
And a big problem with the game plan for Navi is when they're attacking into B, they are constantly dying through the CT smoke.
Sure.
They're constantly fighting back through smokes and getting killed when they're trying to go for a little bit more.
Well, look where this has put things. Double digits first by PVISION, a boon to the economy. They've got so much cash for whatever's left of this map. And a freebie queued up here in round 19. Well-placed nade, slaughters Navi on the approach to that A-bomb site. And suddenly it feels like there is no guarantee for Navi that this will get close again.
This is a massive grind for PVISION. Very impressive that they even took it this far. But now this lead's becoming huge.
It's a PVISION that was trailing 2 rounds to 5 at the start of this game.
Yeah, we were on pace for like a 10-2 half out of Navi.
But the economy buckled underneath them, allowed for Jame and PVISION to just get that string of victories.
I mean, they won a 2v4.
We go back to Dust2, it felt like we didn't see a mistake. And now they're starting to rear their ugly heads one too many times for Navi to really stomach. They're back in with buys. But PVISION, 2 from victory on map 2, and a decider map needed, while Navi still trail by 3. And Jame feeling freed up to try to make the opening move. Not being able to find the comfort zone, clearly, are Navi.
Only one of their map picks this tournament, Navi have won.
We're slowly getting further away from the banana fights that kicked this half off. No longer are things on fire and instantly.
Every time you pause at about a minute, like you look at the map and you're like, I'd rather be Navi. There's 2 players on A. They've just breached brackets.
Oh, yeah.
All the last rounds, they take full B control. They have 2 players in the site. They only really ran into that stack on that op eco or whatever.
The problems start when the guns and the bullets start flying. And this one, again, has net PVISION man advantage. Frag for the short player. Zwei just alley-oops himself. Quick reposition into the side of Pit. Belchinok draws attention now. He's got 2 players stalling out, stuttering on the clear of this corner. They'll eventually get there, but already you've got Jame on the scene. Although Alexi's been given space within sight. Pit gets the warning, but xiELO's able to capitalize on that. Nate's got Alexi's name on it for map points.
So good from the anchor, so good from the rotators. In terms of being in the right spots, Navi have a great start to the round. But PVISION, as you pointed out, right when the gunfights start happening, they're the ones coming out ahead every single time. And a nice search here on Banana. That was a rare look from Jame. You might not have expected anybody to be peeking car past a minute.
Suffocating pressure once PVISION rotates in. Gut-wrenching buy for Navi to try to stave off victory here, and Jane in with the boost, flexing the advantage he knows damn well that PVISION has, but look at the timing! This is gonna catch them, and then, he saves it! Immovable is Jane!
He's casting spells. He's everywhere.
And not missing shots the entire time. Belgianaut queued up to close this. 2 players lie ahead, but they have found a bit of a gap to try to pressure. Nada's got it handled, at least with the 1. A desperate act to close here on map 2 is wonderful 68 health and a 1v5, only 1 kill deep already. He'll try to find mistakes. PVISION should have learned their lessons from these sorts of situations. You'd think never could it happen twice. And so it won't. Not today, not tonight, not here on Inferno. NAVI, an inability to close as the economy in the first half opened the door for PVISION. And the one thing you don't want to do when the boogeyman comes hunting is leave that door open.
That's a wild response out of PVISION after Dust2 and after the first half. It was a massive grind each and every one of those rounds, and you mentioned could not finish between these squads, and there's a second chance for some players to show us what they've shown us so far at this event. New players taking the reins each time we see NAVI and PVISION play.
So we want to see those headshots, we want to see those highlights, we want to see Rotterdam on its feet, because this is where the semi-final ends. This is where somebody has to make a difference.
We call this an unlikely opportunity for PVISION. NAVI know they could have outright won that last map with the amount of good positions they found, but that does not matter. Once again, failing to close their map pick. They let it go down to the wire.
Oh, Beretta's ready. Collects a second. And then already with a player down on the footwork, it's xiELO to try to give that space over for the others to come and join him. And Alexi doesn't force the issue, so xiELO will take that fight on his terms. Emat emerges, low health for the T side, and NAVI have control of the bomb site. NAVI have another pistol.
Yeah, they kick off with a pistol. Eventually, that's going to catch up with you. We're in the final hours now. There might have been some kind of mental struggle back on Inferno, where, again, that stat about their map picks that B-Trams brought up. Because they otherwise played well in 2/3 of each round.
Of course. It's a weird time for a stat like that to come out, because it's not, you know, obviously not the team you'd think of like that.
At least not this year, maybe.
Right? So weird
Thought they
event.
were different.
Yeah. Just when I believe. But hey, they're still in the semis. They've still got a couple players in the highest rated players of the event. And they've still got an edge after this first round on Mirage. I feel like it's got to be Nota's time to come alive. If not, it's nightmare fuel for him this evening when he gets back to that hotel. If he has
totally.
3 maps with Barrett, 0 impact, I'll say it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, though. He can be cold for a day. Sometimes he can be cold for a couple. He can suddenly pop off out of nowhere, and that's just what they have to have happen now.
Glocks group up, take a challenge towards the B site. It'll be a good chance for Alexi B to make some money. Alexi B and Mikaze, expect them tethered. As Mikaze, happy to deal with this one. Yeah, easy. And no exit for PVISION, but that's fine. They've always got a plan for the follow-up. You just want one to try to send a message, but NAVI, again, pretty quick to it. I think that's one of the nicest things I saw if we go back to map 1, right? That's where NAVI really shined, was just in their willingness to pounce on rotations. The support was always right there to come and help out. And I'm curious if Mirage is going to reopen the possibility of those kinds of electric rotations.
Yeah, I mean, PVISION, the way that they were rotating in that second half as well was also impressive. So they both make a lot of money off of that round, as well as make sure they don't lose anybody but one.
Ooh. That 8.
This tournament's had a lot of big plays and a lot of missed utility.
What's up with that?
I don't know about that, but I like that. I kind of like that combo, actually.
Yeah, if the highlights keep coming.
Let's get some more mistakes going.
Well, here's an active move out of Bit. Doesn't feel like you really see him go into the Palace this early into a CT side. Always has a willingness to go test it, but round 3, first gun round, and he's already got himself a deep position. So opens the door for that rotation that we talked about. But with utility still trickling out of PVISION towards middle, that's going to still keep eMet preoccupied. Wonderful as well towards connector. We can see grenades coming out of both of them, all while this full-blown execute starts to hit the B side. Makaze well controlled, but he loses his teammate without a frag. Alexi B going down, opens the door for eMet. Fast to take that challenge.
Oh, he's staying active.
James drops.
Barrel, though. And he shows it, but James doesn't notice.
And so James starting to inch closer towards the garbage can as eMet remains on top of it. James will pounce on that. eMet doesn't know that maybe he gave that away, and Noda's right here now to try to help. Wonderful closes the gap.
What?
And he misses his chance to find kills. This has been the story all night long.
Yeah, he just wants to take the fight, but he's letting him get closer.
Finally puts Wonderful to rest. Bit in the meantime slipped the net. Inches ever closer. Catches him off guard and finishes James. Noda, you gotta deliver. With a huge health advantage, Bits on the pistol, and it's enough for NAVI to maintain control despite the cost and go up 3-0.
Fall back to the USP, and Noda's positioning gets read like a book. That was not a confident-looking Noda on that first duel, and again, that's what we've been talking about.
I can understand where the confidence has gone after the first 2 maps of play tonight.
NAVI third one becomes a clutch. But the B defense overall was still good. Even
Jesus,
damn,
man, the stats,
and, yeah,
the stats that are being used against PVISION aren't going to paint a very good picture.
And it's another farm up round here for the CT side if PVISION aren't careful.
At least Noto recovers James' gun.
But the way Alexi, you know, he's not a star fragger, but he knows he's like the best in the world when it comes to playing B in terms of when he uses utility, how he falls back. It's so hard to catch him on his jump spots and everything like that. So if he can set up Makaze to get a 2 kills, then that really sets the stage for a play like Imma jumping in and finding a third, making something of that. There's a good find for Noda.
That's what we need. That picked up AK finds Makaze, who loves to be the star of the show nowadays, but to the wayside in round 4.
It's not playing inside a Palace. He's on the floor now.
Tucks into default, finds the headshot. That's Noda dealt with, so pistol's all that's left. And those pistols still pack a punch. xiELO may not have those opening kills, but he's got himself 2 in this round. Low HP, though, is going to serve problems. xiELO, triple D ground, and the pressure's on. Oh, he gets it, quad kill. Easy elo. As PVISION hit their first.
There's those T-side duels that we're looking for from xiELO. A fast action clutch. 2 deagle shots to open up. That round was supposed to be finished.
Blade immediately on it to try to stop the bleeding. Nota catching that one headshot over towards Catwalk. That put a question mark towards Connector. It was dealt with nicely, but look at this sequence.
And that's a 2v4.
Wasting no time at xiELO. Straight to that deagle. Straight to the top of stairs. And straight to a questionable situation go NAVI as they limp into this one with an MP9 and a pistol in the mix. That is a huge moment for xiELO to leave his mark early on in this T side.
Yeah, they were about to make up a huge amount of economy off of this, but again, some of the things, like you get the opening duel there for NAVI.
Contact, bottom con. Ticket player peeks, Bit gets his. Emet's got a double. And even with lesser weapons, it's still just all too easy, Navi. Deagles go both ways.
Ooh, all the utility down. Every good gun taken out. Mid-control for the CT side that didn't even have a lot of guns. And it's such a patient set of kills here from Ima. From the bottom of connector onto Cat, not even a spray transfer.
I don't know what PVISION were hoping for, taking connector like that, but it sure as hell wasn't bitten. Ima combining for 3 kills, open duels straight down con.
It's hard to say if they wanted it too quickly or not. I mean, didn't really see any missed utility in that spot. But Play doesn't care about the past. That round's won, that one's done, or moving on to the next one. Yeah, so patient. And Window's not smoked as they're approaching, so I'm not sure if that smoke just finished or they hadn't actually put one there.
Lucky themselves to have won a round with lesser weapons. There's still something to play with in this one, and they're not gonna overcomplicate things. Immediately set up for the A-hit.
Said, xiELO, go do that again.
Let's see if he can. Him and Jane with the AKs this round. Popping open the smokes, gonna challenge that. xiELO empty-handed this time around, and that's gonna be a cause for concern here for PVISION. It's also a cause for the pause, but only momentarily. They're still able to cross over. Bit of spray coming through from the defense, but not necessarily damage behind it. Now a T-smoke as well towards connector. That gives space over. Sways MP7 starts to challenge Bit in his support system here towards Ticket. Still Navi on the rebound. Notice on the response. You get the trades, and a slick moving Bit comes through with a triple.
It's Bit all day. He's mad. He's coming in for the retake early. It's good use of the pressure. Ima blows open the jungle smoke because they know that PVISION, even if they're gonna try to pretend this is some kind of full A hit, they can't re-smoke everything. They have to scale quickly and get that bomb down as soon as possible. So we have that broken open. You have the CTs putting pressure at the same time. It's great that PVISION even find a plant in this spot, but quickly we're into a 5-1 game for NAVI.
PVISION gonna keep these buys up though, coming in with something to work with, trying to keep that pressure on Navi despite the round counts being so skewed. But as these rounds go by, there seems to be less and less for PVISION to work with. Bomb is left in spawn as they start to take over middle. Getting positioning down towards bottom connector, but it's Ima to take the fight on his terms.
Oh.
And Nota tries to challenge.
He's out of there.
Shoots one Tech-9 shot, opens the door for Wonderful to turn around with the information. And even though Jane may be tucked into this ladder room, what's he really gonna get done from here? Bomb remains in spawn here for PVISION.
They can go grab this. I mean, at the very least, James knows that they're not thinking about him. So if they want to try to make this some kind of B play, James can get in the mix. Belchanok and him are 1-6.
Really doesn't feel like Makaze is concerned about this timing from James.
Kind of depends what happens here, but he's pretty protected from B-apps. That gets spotted. Makaze turns around.
And as he
Here's
turns,
the chance.
James strikes. Tech-9 into the upgrade. Alexi B's able to hold his own. Tries to just hang on to the pillar. It's a pistol for Belchanok versus 4. Tries to get off sight, and that's just not going to happen.
They're covering everything.
Sure, James positioning, good for the kill, the element of surprise. But Navi will not stop racking up the round wins.
It's just more good rounds. It's more good starts. It's more good setups. It's exactly what we saw in Inferno. Again, I didn't expect PVISION to have to work so hard to pick up a map, but they did that. But we're just right back to Navi looking extremely comfortable.
Opera wanted a piece at middle. Gives up 75 health instead. Navi really contending for any kind of space and not letting PVISION get into the comfort zone. That's the kind of flavor they were giving us back on Dust2 as well. And as the lead grew, they started to make more and more confident moves, so expect it to keep on coming. Makaze 10-4, Ime 9 frags to his name. Bolstered here by Wonderful, who should be careful about taking a straight bullet.
They're trying to freak him out.
They're
Makaze's
gonna
still
bounce,
here.
just jump straight into the B site, but Makaze's good with the recovery, and Alexi's kept it clean once again. Smoke to play around, but Makaze steps into a duel that Belchanok picks up. Alexi's the one to get the multi-frag this time, and it is always Ime quick to the scene. Out comes Jame with the wide swing, but he takes 90 damage, and that should spell disaster.
What is the play he's making right now?
Jame, though, masterful in this push, finds the follow-up and bits right there to trade. It's just one piece too many for NAVI to be toppled. A 7-1 lead.
They keep wanting to pass the test over on the B site. They keep putting it to Makaze, he's putting up. Him and Alexi have that chemistry right now. The holds have overall been solid. And there's this huge gap on the empty pillar swing. Every single time a little delay happens, someone jumps out to default with the bomb, they try to plant it, they throw a piece of utility, and someone swings. No one's ever covering it. It's a little bit late to get ahead of that now, PVISION. All the rounds are lost.
Jesus.
Damn, yeah, like every NAVI stat we see has just been outstanding.
Wow, the PVISION stats are concerning, to say the least.
Again, crazy that they have picked up a map, but this is sort of more how the matchup feels.
Sometimes, though, PVISION goes beyond the numbers, and they're going to need something to work with on this T side if they're going to change this game's momentum back. Once again, Ime challenging these smokes, just trying to find his damage in, and he'll do a whole lot of
There's
it.
xiELO again.
That Deagle has been quite nasty, but Ime will collect the little that was left of xiELO. And while Wonderful misses an op shot, that reopens the door. Zway pouncing on that moment, unable to get the upgrade, wants to go to the ticket control, but Makaze's cover from over top of the stairs works out well. Belchanok found on the side of smoke, and Jame just left out in no man's land. But with no man's land comes the element of surprise. They don't really know where he's at just yet. He tries to jump on it, missed opportunity. Makaze executes from behind for another triple. 14 frags, 5 deaths to this star.
Yeah, it's insane. I was gonna say Bits having an equally good map over here, but Makaze, he's getting tested on B. Now he's delivering as a rotator as well. It's a real race for impact from both of them, but at this point, between A and B, which site would you rather go to, PVISION? They're both pretty locked down. It's insanely hard to make PVISION look weak, and yet they're doing it.
Miss chance for Jame. Window player doesn't want anything to do with that. Or never mind, just a re-aggression once PVISION's departed. So this is Navi sucking up control of middle the moment that Jame leaves. He jumps top middle, knowing damn well that anybody outside A would hear that, right?
Wouldn't be surprised they just try to lean. Like map quiet, PVISION do full A attacks all the time. Yeah, they're thinking about going for that re-smoke.
Oh, hello.
Oh, okay, that's a little out of position.
Makaze stays tucked in.
Here's a chance, they're under balcony. xiELO's adding them up.
That's 2. Will Makaze go unnoticed? Because the Opera could serve up a perfect distraction. Bomb
can't get planted here now.
On the other side, yeah, they've lost this guard. Makaze delivers! Oh. Wonderful goes down, but at least he opened the door for this!
From
Makaze
Ninja.
marauding inside of this A site. Jame on the other side of it, 17-5 is Makaze. This guy is ascending to a whole new level.
From Ninja, he turns that into a 4K. And Wonderful, just 1 kill to take all the heat off of him. An opener for PVISION, a 2K versus xiELO coming into the site. But it activates him as a trap.
Clean rifle work and just waits for the opportune moments. Having a field day here on Mirage is Makaze.
These last 2 rounds will be for dignity for PVISION. Because it's really hard to see the win right now.
A stunningly rock-solid CT side out of NAVI.
It's a fresh sight to see NAVI be this dominant. And they are validating that Pro League run with wins like these. PVISION can't even talk about the second half until they put something up here.
God, this guy! Finally put down by Nota, who's gonna try to pinch into the B site. Alexi's been solid enough to open the door for rotators to still come through with impact.
It's one or the other.
Once again, Ema here on the scene. Wonderful, not too far behind him. We've seen James' clutch attempts get shut down, and this one looking no different as he's whittled to 10 HP. Rifles all around him. James stuck against the wall, and NAVI are not wasting anybody's time.
The trades are inevitable. No full A, no full B, it doesn't matter. The cohesion on the site players is too good. And the last time they tried to go mid, they lost to pistols.
The score may not be enough to keep you on the edge of your seat, but it's just the quality of NAVI here on the decider that starts to raise the stakes for tomorrow's grand finals. If you watch them flail around on Inferno, you would think, yeah, you know who wins, but this is quality Counter-Strike out of what is turning out to be the #1 contender beyond Vitality as 2026 unfolds.
The team that make a roster move and then stick with it. Beyond doubters. They see how it works, they develop it, they use Blade. From a promising rookie, Mukaze is already looking like a veteran with the way that he plays. Not even a year removed from when he joined the team.
With another chance to get active here in the final round of the half. xiELO catching one back at least. Good adjustment from Wonderful. Drive-by out of James. That's a gun to be grabbed off catwalk. PVISION would love a second round here, but Wonderful's got other ideas.
Ooh, the tracking is beautiful.
Bit an 11-4 performance is going to track xiELO down, and the stars tonight for NAVI come together. World-class CT side from NAVI for an 11-1 lead.
A full year as a esports player, especially Counter-Strike player, it is a lot of work, it is a lot of spending time with your team.
As a pro player, you need to sacrifice. It's not just going to tournament, having some fun, see a city, go around being a tourist.
It's pretty hard with all the travel and the boot camps and practice from home and all of that. But yeah, that's how it looks.
Travel days, it's always so tough. We are traveling like all together, like 5 players, coach, manager.
I mean, usually the year starts with a boot camp before the first tournaments.
In NAVI, we are boot camping quite a lot. We tend to have a boot camp at the start of the season, at the end of the season, before the major. And sometimes we might even have a boot camp in the middle.
You have now grinded practice at home for 2 weeks, so with maybe 2 days off. Then you go into a tournament and you get met by extreme happy emotions or extreme sad emotions.
The best part of all of this is definitely a competition.
When you're making deep runs, especially if you're winning a tournament, you get the benefits of the hard work you put in. When you're losing constantly, even if you might go home a couple days earlier, you're thinking of what would have happened if we beat this team or win the tournament.
As a pro player, you need to fight to stay mentally strong. You have to fix mistakes, you have to adjust, you have to prepare for the next day. You go into the game and then you repeat.
This year was pretty hard for us, I would say, because we had a boot camp, tournament, just a few days off, then another tournament, then again just 3 or 4 days off.
Getting energy again is one of the most important things for me. I've done this for 25 years now. I have my family close, I have my wife close, and those are the people I see the most, but not a lot.
you're traveling a lot of countries, sometimes even back to back, without returning home. I'm used to it, I guess.
I think one of the most important things as a team is the team dynamic. We are 5 people on the server, and if one person is missing outside the game, automatically feels very less.
In NAVI, we try to have the balance and not spending time 24/7 with each other. But I'm close with Ima, for example. I'm close with Makaze. We might spend more time with each other. Overall, you're still gonna be in the practice room with all of your teammates for countless of hours a day.
When we, let's say, go out for a dinner or we go for a teamwork, we always try to be together, like the whole team.
Everybody has to commit to the same amount, sacrifice the same things, and only then you can reach the trophies.
What makes the whole year worth it is the majors. I always have the best feeling of my life when my parents were watching me and my best friends were watching me. So I just think that's the peak of the tournament calendar.
Everyone is looking for winning, and this is what makes competition being real.
I'm here for one reason. I'm here to win everything I can, and the day I stop, I have time for everything else in my life.
All right, guys. Hello. Quick question.
Yeah.
Who will take this match?
I hope NAVI.
NAVI. Yes, NAVI.
Okay, let's go.
NAVI,
of course.
Paris. NAVI. NAVI for sure.
Who will take this match? PVISION. Who will take this match?
NAVI.
Who will take this match?
NAVI.
I think everyone cheering NAVI tonight. Sorry.
After a stumble back on map 2, it seems like NAVI have led us to Mirage only to smash PVISION and to hear their organization's name chanted here in the Ahoy Arena. This is the type of CS that looks like it could swing for another trophy lift.
They're playing exactly as they need to be a threat. If Vitality are watching this game, they can be impressed. PVISION playing this game obviously have to be disappointed. But more than that, they have to be scared. They know they can make comebacks, and they have in the past. But 11-1 versus a team that's playing like NAVI right now, it's hard to believe. They really can make teams choke, but NAVI are also one of those teams. They're not one of those teams that get scared when they get into quarters and semis.
Looking to step it up a notch in the semifinals. Looking to turn ahead of a best-of-5 versus world #1 tomorrow. This is a Navi's whose hype train has grown off of the back of a Pro League win, where Vitality blessed the scene by not attending. But what you do when you do that is open the door for somebody else to find confidence, to find form, and to grow in strength, which we've clearly seen on display as BLAST Open Rotterdam's gone down. Now as the CTs scramble to get back over to the A site, NAVI already knocking on the door, announced their intentions with that smoke inside connector. Bomb challenges jungle.
And it works.
Imez forced to go back to try to eventually plant, but this threat over towards Ticket, no longer that much of a threat, because you have jungle control.
Yeah, they can just put this bomb down, and they probably should quickly.
Zway's flank coming in from ramp, but it's not fast enough to stop the bomb plant. 4v5 retake demanded of PVISION, or the only thing left of them will be a force buy in the follow-up. NAVI continue to tear heads off, but xiELO and Jame trying to make this happen. Zway from 6 health will get his. But the bomb's the advantage here, planted for what's left of NAVI. A little bit labored in that one, but who other than Makaze to just finish off what he started. Popped.
What?
But as they double back with Kit, xiELO's got this. PVISION take a pistol, and they will double their round counts.
Oh, he got killed in the window. Could have dropped out of the connector. Played the time a little bit longer when they wanted to run him down. That's actually a great shot. Kind of goes under the radar, and it's Makaze, who's 20-8. They had to take him out. So here's a real start. It's kind of wild after taking window control, getting the bomb down when they did, which they took a little bit too much time to do. If there was any chance for PVISION to pull this back. Zway's headshot at a Palace is the big one.
Look, Makaze wins it
he
like that.
He could have sat on his hands and actually won that round, I think. So.
He could have.
But I guess that's not how you get 20 kills in a half.
Think of the style points if he wins that from the windowsill.
I want more smokes to get missed. I want more mistakes.
I mean, it's not like It's not like PVISION could ever come back from this,
They've
right?
never done that before.
Yeah.
All right.
Because as impressive as Makaze has been, there have also been supportive elements from the other members of NAVI in this domination of Mirage.
I mean, Imma's showed up now because it was wonderful back on map 1. Bit's been good every single map. So yeah, lots of support. This one does absolutely get dangerous. They've got right side sight, you know, so it's not a terrible spot to be in, but they're kind of low on utility to slow things down. They'll have to shoot their way back.
Perimeter of the A site's not a bad place to be. 2 guys out through ramp already. Bomb awkwardly gonna have to just try to jump for the site.
It's literally just like no more deagle shots.
But Jame leaving from Ticket actually opens the door for Alexi. If only they knew that Ticket wouldn't be a contest. Alexi instead gets locked in with the fights. Oh, okay, why not? Rack up the costs, why don't you? Jame on jungle, really careful with that inch closer and closer. So a 3rd round for PVISION here, as their tournament life is on the line. As their chance to show that they need to be taken as seriously as another team that implements good systems. We drew so many parallels between NAVI and PVISION coming into this matchup, and for it to end on a blowout would be very damning for this head-to-head.
There's a lot of one-sided rivalries in Counter-Strike. You don't want to be a part of one of them, not on the wrong end of it.
3rd round of the T side.
Actually, I mean,
NAVI have guns.
Yeah, they did their best to keep the money quite low. So he only has an SMG. Makaze's so close to peaking this.
NAVI on the brink of victory. Ooh, just got out of there before the smoke fades.
They look a touch rattled, even last round, like giving up a little bit too much space. Like, how's that walkout even possible? Bit's like, give me a second. Start to get organized towards connector. I've just cleared out a lot of stuff. There's no one on default. No one shot him from opposite firebox.
Jame very concerned about it, and has good reason to be. If he's not careful, at any moment that peek comes out, but obviously NAVI have other ideas.
There it is. There, he takes his timing. He set that up for himself.
Pounces on Belchinok, now the threat of window, and that's what he was looking for in the pistol.
Pure class.
Same angle, this time headshot connects. Ime, gut-wrenching AK spray into the torso of xiELO.
This is a walkover.
No free entry allowed for PVISION on this rotation. Noda is a dead man if he tries to climb through this murder hole. He's gonna get chased down. You'd think Makaze would have had that. But where Makaze falters, his teammates take up control. Nota will be blindsided, pinch from both sides. NAVI don't waste time. The moment they've got guns in their hands, they secure that 12th round on the board.
Yeah, they needed a couple more rounds, I think, to believe in anything happening, but right here, it's too sharp. That was a great play from Bid, an excellent shot from Makaze. Another 2 kills from Mima.
PVISION in such a dire place with the buy that they have next. Beautiful patience out of Bit. A master of Palace.
Man, they have, oh, this is about as bad as a buy can get. I mean, they're going literally armor pistol. They're very long grenades.
They
this
try
could
to
be
take
it.
To the top of middles where they want to die on their sword.
Now the bomb's actually back in spawn as they take the B site.
I mean, respect to PVISION to go for such an audacious move. In a round like this, when you have so little to work with, fight on your terms, fall on your terms.
Oh my goodness, is this the move? They saw someone at the top of connector. They did not see Jame. But the bomb... And the thing is, Jame doesn't know the bomb's in spawn. He just thinks that something's wrong because obviously they haven't planted yet.
This guy can figure things out like nobody else, and he tucks in as Makaze goes to clear it. Can you believe the sorts of situation that Jame seems to materialize out of nowhere?
I got nothing to say. Is Makaze even going to clear this? His teammates
and
told him about this. Jame found a gap.
Of course. Still only 46 health to work. xiELO wants to go and stack up on top of that bomb. There's a world where Mikaze could still come and rip this from PVISION's control.
Yeah, he's got to move quickly into it. He wants a lucky kill.
Impressive doesn't do it justice for what Mikaze has been able to do in recent times in the black and gold jersey.
Oh, they gotta
that
be
is
careful.
NAVI. And now James, who has created this situation, will maintain the situation at least. 1 round of the 9 needed for PVISION's overtime hopes.
That's so beautiful. I mean, that's what it looks like to play chess. Again, he didn't even know that the bomb was in spawn, but they didn't plant. Mikaze was pushing off of Cat. So he gets in the middle of this, he hides, he even avoids Mikaze clearing him. Doesn't even know about this because he thought about the option earlier. Like, he never had any audio to make these moves.
What's wild there is Emet comes in and clears the kitchen, so you know he's kind of on alert, but you never think the guy would be tucked in on the door threshold. James goes one step further, gives you a reason to believe. Let's hope his teammates can feel that same energy. What a round to pull off when you mentioned they had so little coming into that, and 3 players run top middle.
Absolute worst buy possible. Because it's a 1v1, it's not like this one's great either.
MP7 to get flashed deep in. Zway's got to deliver. Mikaze's blind. Nicely done. 2-piece combo offered up by PVISION.
It's a big problem tackled, but they're still taking Cat. This is actually the right play still for NAVI.
They've figured out how to slice open the B site regardless of the lack of apartments controls. xiELO looking to sign up for duels. He'll catch Alexi at least. And then Zway tucks into the default plant, ready to swing into catwalks. xiELO doing the heavy work for the time being. And Zway can just remain tucked in, prepared for his strike. That upgrade from the MP7 looks good in his hands, as PVISION will take a 5th round. Only 7 left to overtime.
That was so good from the back of the site. They didn't need anyone get right. No early info off of Cat. There was a smoke that came down in connector, so they knew they had to be worried about it. But this tactic to make better use of their SMG too. The absolute easiest way to end this game was the last round. This was also a chance.
Brick by brick, PVISION build. First they themselves believe, and slowly trying to get you to as well. Careful though on this B site, Zway's now low. One set of Kevlar on the field in Bits, who is getting himself through jungle. No, that's caught. Belchanok deals with it at least. Zway took that early damage, so not surprised to see him toppled. So confidence, the PVISION rotation. It's gonna fall on Nota. 33 health for what's left of NAVI.
There can't be any way.
33 health. An impossibility that Alexi pulls this off with just the Glock, but what if he finds an upgrade? Suddenly, the odds change.
They're not pushing out to help him? Okay, Belchanok's literally right there the entire time.
6 rounds to overtime.
They can make those rounds close, but that actually doesn't matter. We saw what happened on Inferno. They lost to the worst buy possible, the absolute minimum. Everyone was money broke in on 1,500 bucks. They didn't even have utility. PVISION are going to attempt to make this a long night.
This is that point of the game when NAVI stand on the finish line and just haven't crossed it, where PVISION start to string rounds together, where coaches come into play. And from the get-go, we have discussed the impact that both these great minds for Counter-Strike have had on these teams.
Water?
Yeah. Double op setups, the adjustment here for PVISION. Gonna try to pull that out, as NAVI are expected to change things in an attempt to end this third map. How could these two ops possibly catch NAVI off guard, as now they have already taken over a ton of mid control. They've got this A site absolutely surrounded. You've got Bit up in Palace, where he loves to take duels on his terms.
It's a lot of space given back, but you never know. They could be giving you that space because they want you to come.
This is big, this bolstered jungle setup. xiELO getting through the murder hole. That opens the door for Nota to just turn his attention towards Connector instead. But xiELO burned down. 5 HP is not a lot to work with. Mikaze's on the headhunt, but Belchanok's the guy to step up. Wonderful's on the rebuttal. 3 versus 5. And it's not coming together for NAVI just yet. Wonderful and Alexi gonna have to do it themselves.
What a shot.
It's a great way to secure control of this side of the bomb site when everybody else for PVISION's jumbled up. And that spray could have done a ton of damage.
The bullets aren't going in. Zway's on the SOP.
Alexi takes the high road, lands that on Jane. Gut-wrenching.
Man, it's a 2-op retake into this position. Wonderful could cross and plant.
NAVI hit that pause button, but you know that time tends to be on PVISION's side. No contest, no challenge. You'd think surely if there was one over there.
Still no bullets kill him.
Alexi,
look how low they are.
Oh, you could do this with such a small spray. Do they line up for him? First one crosses and Alexi, one kill from it. PVISION continue to fight on.
I have never seen so many sprays do nothing. Sprays in a CT, 2 players escaping, such low HP. I can't even believe what we just watched. Even Alexi not just landing that 1-on-3, no problem. All having to swing out. 2 ops to have to scale up into this. First kills for free, and it's a USP to win it.
xiELO coming into this deciding map.
You actually can't make this up.
Has had decisive moments. I almost think if he's not on the sidearm, is he moving fast enough to get past those bullets?
2 full bursts into CT spawn versus players who are 1 bullet away from death and nothing lands.
Leave it to PVISION to have that thick of plot armor. But it will need to be even thicker to stave off what should be the inevitable NAVI close. 6-1 on this CT side or PVISION. Challenge down into underpass. It's gonna cost Nota. Gonna make his job all the more difficult for the rest of this round.
Yeah, that hurts quite a lot, and that's 2 boosted up, so they know a little bit now.
NAVI sends blood in the water towards this A site.
Belchanok, another test.
This time goes down with nothing. Jame has gotten 1 already, but it's xiELO to Klebima. Now you've got xiELO done for, and Jame burning out of the open. Alexi's found a way back in, but look at the health now, this time on NAVI.
This is the best chance.
Alexi 100, Nota back to the bench duel, dead at the hands of Wonderful. And Zway, who goes big on stages, needs to step forward into this clutch. And Wonderful survives the nade to start.
They're shaking in their boots right now. Zway has pulled off one of the best clutches so far at this event. This one will somehow have to be even better.
No, sir, not tonight. Not with NAVI striking that sort of form that they did in the first half of Counter-Strike. This is a team that builds brick by brick, that exceeds your expectations, and that now earns its place in grand finals in a best-of-5 versus Vitality.
We got to